Oh, right. Back to another scene for this life. Set in beautiful Duluth, Minnesota, on the Sept of the Hearth's Fire, where Charlotte is present. And as after a conversation with a certain someone, and some time to do a little Google foo, maps wise, is a strutting on Decept, going for that A team. Gotta have that A team. So yeah, she is going to strut about with purpose, hunting for, well, any number of people really. So in theory, let's say the training grounds are a good place to find people at this point, just because, after training's over, especially with our Timmy, people kind of lay there and recover for a hot minute, couple hot minutes. So yeah, there is a blonde on the loose, approaching rapidly the training grounds and kind of scanning the bodies.
Melanthe is still on the ground. We've progressed to leaning against a tree while she squints at her ankle and tries to figure out if anything is actually broken or just feels like it.
Yolana sees an Adrian coming and just rocks her body weight a couple times, kind of like somebody's dad trying to get ready to get out of the fucking chair, like, up into it, Neil.
Melanthe just kind of waves.
And just for the sake of luck, is the MacD there as well?
I have a plan.
Very well.
Oh dear.
Charlotte orients on two of the familiar faces in particular. So yeah, she will orient on the pair of them, and poor Yolana, she, upon getting close enough, kind of gestures her like, you can relax. It's cool. There's a time and a place. It's not frequent. There's a time and a place. Be easy. And she will probably kind of like scrunch down into a crouch because she doesn't need to go looming over people, glancing between them, and probably fixing most of her attention on Melanthe. You good?
Yeah. I will be in a few minutes.
Good.
I wasn't paying attention.
It's kind of easy to get caught up.
I am reasonably certain that woman actually has 4 arms.
I wonder sometimes.
I'm getting better.
She kind of flicks the little thumbs up. I mean, that's the point, right?
Mm-hmm. And she was remarkably patient about me having temporarily gotten worse.
For good reason.
I hope so.
So, I'm about to go have a talk with the Wormfoe. Thought you might like to come along on this. Glance over to Yolani. Welcome to come too.
The last time I talked with the Wormfoe, we lost Alice.
Hazards of the job.
I know. But I don't feel like I'm accomplishing a great deal.
Oh? I have hit a couple nests for the spirals before. I've seen plenty of fights with them. It's not that frequently I have the urge with me.
I didn't even remember to give you this stupid Gaia's breath before you left.
I didn't ask.
She kind of like opens her mouth to argue and then just kind of pauses. Is like, okay, that's fair.
I don't think a Gaia's breath would have made a lot of difference. I know it hurts to think it, but there was nothing I could do about what happened. There's nothing McDuncan could have done about what happened.
It is what happens to most Tharones.
It is.
It is only a matter of how old they are when it happens.
There's a bit of a nod. She finally starts pulling herself back up into a stand.
It does not make it easier.
No. It doesn't get easier. Not really. You just get better at pretending it's normal. Kind of offers a hand down since she's got the off ankle.
She'll take the hand and stand up, kind of test the ankle, which is not in fact broken. At least not now, so God only knows. Let's go the hand. It's like, yeah, okay, I got this. Legs working. Thing. Looks down at Ilana.
Man, she was so close to getting out of sight. And then shit just got redirected in her direction. She stopped.
Coming.
Sure. Gets the rest of the way up.
All right. Let's find the Wormfoe, and she kind of glances around again. There's a shrug when she doesn't see anyone especially likely. At least not nearby. Find the Wormfoe, give you and him the lowdown on what I found out, and see if we can pull this shit off. Could be some useful information there, and honestly, she glances over at Melanthe. There is very possibly an entire aspect of this that I've missed. So, having you along is honestly just a fucking good idea.
Perhaps. I'll try.
All right. Let's find him. She just kind of turns about and doesn't like take off ahead of them. Well, actually,
As you turn around,
with them. Oh god.
you're met with the beard. Just there instantly.
And right at eye height.
Yep.
Blink.
Hello there.
Glances up. Fancy meeting you here. You are surprisingly quiet when you want to be. Whew.
We McDuncans are surprisingly flat-footed. By flat-footed, I mean silent.
I don't think that is actually what that means.
You can let me know when you've got your sea legs. Now, where's this happy little party going?
She just squints at him, like, what the fuck?
Wormfoe. Fancy a walk?
Oh, go on then, you twisted me arm. Raya.
Yep. Arm twisting. Doing it. Metaphorically. Come on, buddy. Let's go. Gives him like a pat on... Oh, Jesus. He's a lot taller than she is. Like, pats up on the shoulder and, like, goes to slide around and continue as planned. Like, come on, buddy. Come on. Might get to kick Spiral ass. Who knows?
I'm walking. They don't see me walking here. I'm fucking walking. Walking.
Yep, I'm seeing it. Seeing the walk.
Emily just like looks over at Ilana, like, oh god.
Nope.
I immediately regret this.
Staring outbound, but manages to stare at the party.
You've been corralled now. Yep. So yeah, it is time to go on the hunt for a Sky Ripper.
Yeah, he's by the gauntlet area, talking to Artemi.
Oh, conveniently nearby. How fortuitous. So yeah, straggle with the group that away. Pause politely back to let them finish their conversation.
Yeah, eventually Artemi walks off after talking to them. He just kind of waves her hand away, like whatever. Look over at Charlotte.
Got an update?
On which thing?
Spirals.
Which ones?
Previous nest. Don't know if they're still using it.
Which ones? You keep saying previous nest there, Charlotte. He folds his arms, smirking. That's a very broad topic.
From back before the initial sacrifice of the 3 women. So, hold on.
Gestures with the hand, like, narrow. Come on, narrow it down.
Melanthe is suddenly giving Charlotte kind of a weird look.
At the very least, I know the Sinister was seen there. I know Marrow was seen there back when she was around. There is a house, and she will rattle off like a neighborhood and what descriptors she has.
You
They
mean
were
where
using-
Santos died?
She blinks.
That one. That one.
The look is getting weirder.
The one up towards Wolves Mall. Head up northwest.
That is it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a pause. And some blinking as she puts 2 and 2 together and gets 5 and has to reconfigure that. Yeah. There.
Why'd you want to go back there?
Apparently they were holding people there, and have we cleared it?
Last I heard, last time anyone was there was when Santos died. Nobody really paid attention much after that.
They might be using it as a bolt hole.
Who knows? People didn't go in the house. If I remember, you all said, and I quote, the umber was very thin.
And by the time that exchange was over, they were all converging on that point anyways.
How reliable is your information?
Very.
We'll need details, Charlotte. You can't just give me very broad nothing. I need details. You know how this works. You're a glasswalker, after all.
The sacrifice of the 3 women was originally meant to be a sacrifice of 4. I have come into knowledge of the 4th and her care.
Really? That is interesting. Nods to himself. And when were you planning on telling me this?
It only just happened, right?
Nods again, rubbing his beard. You know, it seems to be in deep contemplation. Give me a full report.
I have been working with the Therages on crafting the Talons.
I meant later, Charlotte.
Okay.
Whisper.
I mean, at this point, she's been chided enough. She's just like, okay, fuck it, do the whole thing now. So yeah, there's a pause and a nod.
Give me a full report on her later.
Of course, right.
She could be useful if we talk to her in the right conditions.
It's the hope.
Just nods, rubbing his beard, thinking. And you're taking these 3.
Happy to include any others that you think are wise, but the hope is to get a look at it. And if either of the girls appear, take a shot, see if I can get a chunk of them.
How likely is it for them to appear?
Honestly, I don't know.
Kind of, makes that noise. Thinking, processing. He's taking what you're saying seriously. He looks like he's analyzing, essentially.
Nothing else. It's a nest that the Sinister favored, so it's very possible that they're aware of it and use it, especially
It
if it's
is
been
where
neglected
they
for some
were made.
time. Glance over.
Layla just has this like really weird expression on her face, like, huh.
Man, what a great time to be kneeling and not looking anybody in the fucking eye.
Scarpa will lean back then. Where they were made. Nods to himself. Then you four go out, see what you can find. Don't take too much of an aggressive action. See what you can gather, and be careful. If it's still being used, scout it out, take as much pictures as you can. Double back, and we'll all go together and wipe it off the face of the earth. If it's not, take a look around. Especially you, Theurge. I need to see what we're dealing with.
Of course, Scarabarea.
Just nods. Nods to himself. When you can. Rendezvous, Charlotte, I know you were doing work with Haley. She's in the city with Damon and Jeremy. They're working on something. You should probably hear it. Is he starting to walk off? Picking up some of the water.
There is a very polite nod. Sidran.
Just nods.
And as he finally departs, a glance back towards the group and finally glance towards Melanthe.
It takes her a second to like shake off whatever is going on in her head, kind of blink and then look back.
Do you know that's where they were made? Or
I think. And she sighs and reaches up, like rubbing her face. After we dealt with Cassandra, I had nightmares for a month. It took me a month to shake them. I ignored them after. I saw many things. She said many things. She was a thing of the abyss. It did not seem worth believing. But I did not know the house was real.
oh, there's definitely a house.
I saw the house, the spiral wood.
Sounds right.
3 women. A ritual. Toima was there. The Sinister was there. The other 2. One looked like you. The other, Jenny. Someone mentioned her name.
It's a nod.
There's a beast that pulled Cassandra into the circle, and she transformed. We know what she became. I saw what they did to Jenny.
I'm gonna roll a thing. What the fuck number is that? 1, 2, 3, 4 or something? So if I can find the roller. There we go. It is 3 successes worth of not pulling a face or looking away, but it definitely there's a bit of a stiffness.
I should have said something. I never know when I see things if they are real or not. I'm very tired of seeing things. Especially true ones.
You're not the first person who's been with nightmares. Not that it makes it any better, but
And she's rubbing her left wrist again.
I don't think they were false. So, before we go out, just as a brief, last time we were there, we saw the bears. And she kind of glanced over to Melanthe. You've seen them, right?
Yeah, I fought them. I remember them.
And she makes a point of looking to the other two, taking a second to get eye contact to make sure they're listening. The bears will scream in the voices of people that you love and you care about. It's a lure. They hit like a fucking truck.
Very well, Rhea.
They do not die easy.
Well, then it's simple then, Raya. We just have to hit them fucking harder.
That usually does the job. But if there's a number like there was before, that's going to be more than the fort was going to handle. So let's be smart about it. Just be aware. If you hear screams, cries of people you love, it's not them. And it's a pretty good indicator that they're nearby. Oh, fuck it. You guys need to grab any gear?
I have my things.
Melanthe shrugs. Do you need guys' breaths? Any of you?
And yes, I've long since used the last one you gave me.
Tell me next time.
You nuts?
So yeah, they can stop by and she'll pick up her extras. And who wants how many? I have not enough of them because I have not been making them reliably. But
You know what? Tawna.
Yep.
In preparation, while everyone else is getting ready, with Duncan, of course, he gets ready in the only way he knows how. He goes to the public housing and he tells Agnes he's going to be home late.
That's good. She's much more satisfied that you told her. She puts the wooden spoon away.
Wonderful.
yeah, I mean, everybody gets at least one if they would like it. I have 9 total.
Yep, Charlotte will probably encourage to make sure that each of them have at least one, just because it's a good idea. You never know who will need to be the one to pop it. And yeah, she'll pocket one of them.
Okay. There you go.
Then she will shoot off a message to let Perfidy know that she is moving off, because Perfidy's just who she talks to in the Guardians for some fucking reason. She'll text Skyripper too to be like, alright, we're heading out, essentially as they go, so he has a timeline.
Garber doesn't reply. He's too busy being a wormfo.
Too busy being fabulous. It's okay, we know. But yeah, no, she just sends the text so there's a timeline, and yeah, we'll probably just start taking the group out there. I want to say last time we just cut straight that way through Woodland.
Yes. Doing the same again?
Unless when I checked it out on the maps, it had a decent access from a road.
There's no. When you look at maps, there's like no identical place on those maps. She gives
Yep.
you the address of what you thought was it. She doesn't have any road sign or anything like that. Again, there is no conventional like technology way you'll find this place. Not like last time, not like this time either. Definitely not.
Well, then straight through it is, because that's the route she knows how to get there at.
Mm-hmm. You go. You kind of end up on a road much like this, really. A lot of these are very back roads. At what point do you start deviating off the kind of like trodden dirt roads and start going into the proper woodland? Like, how long do you stay on the dirt roads, essentially?
Honestly, she will probably divert as soon as it makes sense as a cut through. She's not going to linger on the road, just because, let's be honest, they might have things watching the road, among other things. So as soon as it makes the least bit of sense to do so, she'll pull the group off road.
Start going off road. Those who are keeping an eye out on the tree line, give me a perception alertness.
Most definitely. I need to check. I think I upped alertness now. I did. Uh-huh.
As paranoid as Melanthe is getting, I should probably up it again.
Botch.
Okay.
Wow, so many typos.
Charlotte, are you on the Umber or Tellurian? Just need to know.
Gonna be sticking Tellurian this time. I remember what was on the other side. All right, let me actually type this right this time. Here we go.
Thankfully, you were awake for all of us.
As you're beginning to walk along with MacD, roll me a wits real fucking quick. Difficulty 8.
I can only roll it as fast as I normally can, just straight wits.
Straight wits.
Aww. Yeah, no.
Okay, I'll get back to you in a second. But for the other 3, you start walking along. Charlotte will spot it first, and then Yolanda. The trees almost start to. It's not they're different colors. It's not that. No, they start to. You notice the markings on them. For one success, you notice they're starting to form a similar pattern. For Charlotte, you will spot that each tree, every second tree, starts to spot has a different marking, and eventually, as you kind of with your cumulative successes, you kind of see that's a spiral shape. They're eventually forming. If you look hard enough, you'll see it. It takes you on some time because she's like, huh? And then when you tilt your head the right way, you see each marking aligns perfectly into a spiral.
Is this kind of the broad spiraling lines like surrounded the house before?
Yes and no. These you've got the impression you're at one of the outer layers of the spiral. It's not as in depth. It's more like you're starting at the beginning.
I love it.
For Mac Duncan, because you failed and botched, you kind of are wandering and wandering. You can kind of see the other group. You can still see them. You know what I mean? Now, for Charlotte, because you got the highest success rate, give me an alertness as MacD is wandering along.
Okay. Give me another one. Not nearly as successful. Nope.
Yeah, MacD's over at the ridgeline.
At the what?
The ridgeline of the spiral.
Oh.
From what you can see, you think it's the ridgeline?
Charlotte will pause and probably try to kind of quietly hiss to get Alistair's attention back.
Do I hear her?
Give me a perception alertness, difficulty 8.
Diff 6 because of acute hearing, or?
No, difficulty 8 because of acute hearing.
Alright. Haha, 1.
You can hear, she sounds very, very far away. She sounds like she's about 400 yards away. You can just hear the faintest voice.
So, he's trudging along through the branches and bramble. There's heavy walking boots, just ankle height, kind of ivy across the ground, that kind of shit. And he just looks up and looks around, like kind of furrows his brow, like I can see them, right? Or can I not?
You can see them, yeah. You can see them, but they seem further away too.
He just kind of looks and notices that the kind of click in his head that, hey, they're further away than I thought. Shit. And just stop with a semi-quickened pace because at this point it's very quiet and just start making his way over towards them.
Charlotte, give me another alertness check.
Okay. Oh, Jesus.
MacD is the third circle from the center. That's where he's at.
Oh, Christ. Is he making any progress?
You think so? With that level of successes, you're not quite sure. Kind of your mind's eye kind of plays a trick on you a bit. You're kind of like, is he there? And then he's closer than he's far away. You're not sure. It's the angle of which everything is. It's deceptive.
She kind of does that thing where you blink your eyes a couple times and shake your head and, well, not look away, but kind of tip her head to speak over her shoulder. This place is going to be riddled with spiral insignias. They're very fucking confusing. They'll throw off your eyes. The largest one was around the house. It's right at the center.
Well, what do you want me to do, Ryan?
Honestly, I'm not sure it didn't do quite this last time. She's still kind of squinting over at Duncan.
Don't get stuck in them.
Preferably. If we can avoid them.
Are you
So,
saying anything? Are you saying anything, Alistair? Just really quickly.
No. He's he gets this kind of shit. Like, oh look, I fell behind a little bit. Shit, just better catch up. Now,
So
as
you
far as he's
come up-
concerned, they're far away. So if he speaks right now, he'll give himself away.
Give me another wits alertness, just really quickly, Alistair.
Melanthi's kind of
Before-
like squinting towards him.
One.
You start walking and walking and walking and walking, and then to your back, like right in front of you, is a big thick mane of black hair. People are standing there, like, it looks like that's Charlotte, that's Ilana, and that's Melanthe, except you're behind them now.
Just kind of stops for a second. And how far away are they?
Right in front of you, like right there, like you're right behind Melanthe.
Charlotte?
Melanthe will hear that straight from behind her. But you're still seeing like Alistair in the distance.
Like slowly turns around, like hand sliding down towards her knife.
Yeah, there's Alistair.
Charlotte?
Charlotte finally kind of rips a glance away to look back.
Making that incredible frowny face, like, I'm not amused.
I feel like there's some tennis face about to happen. Does she look back and see him?
Yeah.
If she looks back over where he was?
Yeah.
He's both places.
Oh, this is fucked.
Lady like reaches out to poke Alistair.
Are you watching the figure in the distance as you're poking Alistair? Or are you just all whirled around looking at Alistair?
Charlotte's
I'm
looking
not.
over at the other one. She's back and forthing it, kind of. Let's face it, she's probably looking at the distant one when she goes to do it, because she'd probably tell Melanthe not to if she was looking and it's funnier this way.
So Melanthe is looking at the one behind her, Charlotte is looking at the one in the distance, and poking ensues.
That's Alistair. Alistair, what do you do?
Or do I get poked, or do I see?
Yeah. You get poked.
Kind of like rubs his hand, pulls his hand up to his face, and just rubs it over Whisper. Do you mind?
Yes. Why are there two of you?
I mean, there's two of me. It's not two of me. I'm right here.
Her finger is keeping contact with the one that is behind her. And then she points at the other one.
It looks like a mirror image. When Blanty pokes him, he reaches and rubs his face. Yeah, the far off distance kind of stops, rubs its face, but it looks it's hard to fucking see. It's so far away.
Glancing back and forth, Melody, do you have any idea if it would do any good to start fucking these marks? If it'd break whatever this is? Still glancing back and forth because she doesn't like ye.
Commonsensically.
You have no idea.
Eh? Best case, it makes it stop. Worst case, things start exploding. I don't know.
Worst case, things start getting their attention called to where we are.
If you wouldn't mind, lass, getting your hand out of my face. This just kind of like bats the hand away that's been applied to his face.
She kind of like looks back like, oh, because her hand had like drifted up when she turned back around. She'd initially been aiming for like chest because it's slightly, he's tall. Yes.
Oh, are we going to continue or what?
Are we going to hold hands?
Let's keep an eye out for these marks. She will actually point out the ones that she spotted and do our best to stay clear of them. That thing over there, I don't know how you're in both places at once, but that's like the third circle in,
What?
pointing over there.
Narrows his eyes.
You don't see anything, McD. Yeah, about these crazy glasswalker women.
Yeah, exactly. He just kind of narrows his eyes, looks at it. I've had enough of these fairy tale games. We've got a house to go through.
And a spiral maze to traverse to get to it. Yes.
Hey, so why are we stood here touching about it? Come on. Don't you growl at me.
Let's not. Either of you. Come on. Let's keep back towards the fringe until we can at least see the house and try to navigate towards it without getting caught in one of these others.
That seems like a reasonable idea.
So yeah, she's going to try to back them off from the ones she can see and be a lot more alert for the symbols now that she.
They're all
remembers
over.
They're a thing.
They're all over the. They're all over the woods. There are 3 spirals intertwined together. At this point.
Do they seem to cross the road? Like include the road in them?
No, they don't go on the main road.
Are
But
there
you-
gaps?
But what? Not really. No, they're all perfectly intertwined like layers. But as you're walking along the fringes, you eventually start to see these.
Oh, my favorite. They're here in the Tellurian.
Except they're a lot more like, oh, look at these perfect garden clippings. You know what I mean? They're a lot more.
Fun topiary.
Burn it.
Try not to be too surprised if those start moving. Last time we came through here, it was Umberside, and they definitely did. But honestly, she'll see if one of them will keep an eye on those, just to see if they do. The rest can keep an eye out for the marks so they can keep to the fringes.
Melanthe will squint at the topiary. Does it seem awake enough to move at the moment?
Nope.
Good.
That is a person transformed into a tree. It is not moving.
But Duncan, how many of these are there?
25.
25. And has like... So, can you just describe them for me?
Okay. Yeah, sure. The 25 people are all holding hands in ring form, as if they're aligned in a perfect spiralitic shape.
McDuncan will not go like right over to them, but close enough, like within a good few feet. They kind of like lean over that little bit just to get a real good look at them. Are they flowering or are they like all just branches?
It's winter now, so it's just branches. But you do see what's weird is the bones almost reflect perfectly. There are bits of bone fragment into the trees now, and each body is covered in different markings, spiral shaped. For MacDuncan, buddy boy, Fianna Land, roam your ancestors.
Just flat ancestors?
Flat ancestors.
All right. I don't know what this means.
That's enough. MacDuncan, you recognize that one of those symbols?
And he'll, lean
One on their
over.
chest.
As he's leaning over, though, kind of squinting that little bit just to get that better look, he'll kind of raise an eyebrow and cock his head. And he will take that step forward to get an actual closer look because, hey, that's weird.
If you go to step into the bounds of the spiral, you'll
No,
get the
not
back
in,
of your shirt.
not in.
Not
Okay.
in.
Just a little bit closer.
That is a very, very old Celtic symbol of go back. That is Ogham. The lines in the spiral. That is go back or die.
Hmm.
Like you recognize, you're not even sure how the fuck you recognize. You touch this deep pool, and for some reason you get this image of a much larger, red-haired man with the kind of cut hair, Wodic tattoos, and men are almost surrounded by it. Eerily much similar to you as you look around. It's almost like you're stepping in his movement, and you can hear his men going, "We should go back to Sign Say." And then when you hear Charlotte trying to talk to you, and you blink a bit, and you're like, you can read just that ruin, not anything else.
There's a moment where he's like stood straight, he blinks a bit, and this is just the big oh no.
Oh no, what?
That there.
That what?
That means go back. Whatever is marked here does not want us to go any farther. And that's not any spiral symbol I've ever seen. It's not. It's old. Really old. But it ain't wormish.
Whether the symbol is wormish or not, it's probably being used by wormish people.
These people have been turned into trees, Charlotte. Look at that.
I've seen them before. Last time they were moving. We still need to recon this cabin. And if we're lucky, this is all of them here.
Alright. I'm not arguing, Riot. Not arguing at all. Just my chest hairs are standing on end.
They should be. Then there's a glance around. You know what?
Yeah, yes.
We're out in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. We'd probably be keener in Lupus.
Do you shift into Lupus?
She's just kind of saying this and glancing among the group to see if they're in agreement, if there's any looks of serious controversy, anything like that.
And Adrian said a thing, so I'm gonna do a thing.
And yeah, unless someone's going to put up a complaint.
When all you shift to Lupus, the trees move, the symbol spiral twists and turns. They don't come to attack you, no. They almost shift with you. and they fold into a different spiral shape.
What does that one look like?
Roll me your ancestors again, buddy.
Ooh, give me some of that shit. That's a 10.
Okay. um. Well then. Give me 1 second.
Oh boy.
Giving.
I don't want to.
Hang on. Just let my Discord have it split second. Oh, so you're looking at these symbols as it shifts, turns, twists. Your lupus head kind of tilts and stares at it. Eventually, you start to see this walk along the similar patterns. As he's walking, he puts his hand forward on the chest of that symbol that you're seeing, and the door opens, and you hear this deep, rumbling voice echo. He'll turn back and say, maybe a symbol for death, but I don't fear death, do I? What's inside, anyway? And for the three of you, that's what Mac Duncan says to you all as he puts his hand on the fucking chest. Like, I mean, he does the exact movement and everything.
What, with his pausies?
Yep. And he speaks in that exact same tone of voice as well.
Which is about
It's
par
like-
for the course for McDuncan, honestly.
Not really, because you don't understand what the fuck he's saying.
Oh, fair.
It's in what?
It's in this weirdly, like, you've heard the Fianna speak Irish before, some of them. This is... I mean,
Gaelic.
This.
it's not even Gaelic. It's Pictish.
Ooh. You know what? Charlotte doesn't know what's happening, but she doesn't like it. And if he's going to reach out and put his paw on something, especially speaking in a way she doesn't understand, nah, she's probably going to reach over and go to, like, snag him by the scruff and, like, tug him back a step.
You get tugged back, and McDuncan, you feel something touch your shoulder. And you kind of, like, the image in front of you kind of warps a bit. Distorts almost. Roll me your ancestors one more time.
Right. Another 10.
When you touch him, Charlotte, you get this weird sense that you've almost, like, it's weird. His lupus fur gets colder, as if you're touching a great snow. And MacDuncan will look back, and as MacDuncan, you're standing there in the crowd, you'll hear, like, but, you know, what's going to happen if they find out where we are? And then this man looks back at all of you and simply says, the worm can't conquer me. After all, everyone, O'Callaghan reigns, and doubters die. Don't you want to die, Fergus? Is that what you want? And you watch your ancestor, MacDuncan, kill a fella just like that. No reason, no provocation, just straight buries him. But for Charlotte, the lupus transforms back into MacDuncan's shape, but the eyes are rolled back to his head and replaced with cold steel blue eyes. They're so blue that it's almost like nearly blinding, like ice. And he says this weird language to you. You watch him strike out, not at you, but at the air. And then, Alistair, Charlotte's right in front of you again.
You know that real awkward look dogs get when they're really confused? Like the ears are kind of twisted, one's forward, one's sideways, the head's kind of tucked back a bit. Because you're in Hamid now, and you weren't a second ago, and you're acting really fucking strange. And Charlotte's right there in front of you, in Lupus. But she looks... I mean, there's no PD necessary. She's fucking puzzled as shit by whatever the hell you're doing.
Before Alistair speaking, I'm going to say the symbol that you recognize that someone deep down related to you feel a discernible amount of connection to. That is the symbol for Worm, That is a symbol for a gateway. And he meant open the gateway into the heart of the worm.
And again, like a little bit before, there's just the deep breath of. There's just kind of looks around, the eyes still focusing, just blinking that little bit.
What happened?
Huh?
What happened?
Kind of looks around, seeing that he's facing the other way. So that one. That means something else.
Means what? She's flicking a glance around to study whatever mark he's pointing out.
Open. But this not just open. It's more to it than that. Together with how it's written. Open the heart of the worm.
Okay. So let's not touch those again. Come on. Beck and Lupus. Let's get away from these.
Ira.
We have time on our way out. We're going to do a lot of cleansing, but we can't afford to alert them right now.
I'd say we do this as quickly as possible, Ira. Quickly as possible.
Very quick bob of the muzzle. Get in as close as we can. Get a look around. Get the hell out of here. Get the feeling we're going to need the right master to get all this fixed. Kind of gives a shudder, like that little shake of the fur, like she's trying to shake something off.
And he'll eventually go back to Lupus. But as as and when people start moving off, there's that he pauses for that second and takes a look back at that one that he did. Paul. Just for that few seconds, just that lingering look of just sheer unease. There's something else. And that ain't right.
Sure, a little pause when she hears the footsteps stop, glancing back. Let's keep close.
And he just nods, follows along.
Yep. Moving onward, trying to keep
You
the group as close-knit as possible.
He going into the past the tree, people?
Oh, not if I can help it.
To get to the house, you gotta go through. Otherwise, you're just gonna be dancing around the skirt like a merry jig.
God damn it, they are in like a circle with it right in the middle, aren't they?
The further on you look, this is what you eventually start seeing. They start separating, almost forming the perfect pathway.
Yep. Lovely. It's just what she wanted.
Because as you walk in, they open.
Are they actively moving?
No, they just...
The path just kind of opens up.
Oh no, you just walk through. That's the whole point. They opened the second MacD touched the symbol and shifted.
Oh.
Open for you.
Ugh. Ugh.
Yeah, Melanthi's hackling, but What you gonna do?
Yeah, this is fucking weird.
Yeah. Let's get fucking low and see if we can make sure this place is unoccupied before we do anything stupid. And yeah, should just hunker down and slink. It's not like this grass has been cut in a million years.
I'm
But yeah,
assuming it looks
she's
pretty
going
much
in.
exactly like the dream.
You start walking and walking and walking. Nancy, roll me your willpower, MacDuncan, another ancestors roll.
That extra dot of willpower's gone, right?
Yeah.
I figured. I'm just checking.
That's a 9.
Beautiful.
I'd like to expend a willpower on my willpower roll.
That's not science.
Oh, really? I really would. 1? If it was diff 6.
Good. Okay, so we're gonna start with fucking. Well, we'll start with Manthi first. We'll focus on MacDuncan for a hot minute. So you start walking. Walking beside you, holding your hand. You look down. This.
Despite the fact that she's in lupus. Is Melanthe in lupus anymore?
No.
Oh! She just stops. You're dead.
So look over. Don't be afraid, Melinda. They said it would be all right.
And Melanthe kind of looks at her other hand.
Hand is a lot smaller, much more sleeker.
Does she see the third person
Yep.
also holding her hand?
You see 4, all holding hands together. 4 dark-haired women.
So one of them knew from her dream.
Originally from the dream, you saw the ritual being let in. The 4th person almost seems to be almost late. It's like she's just joining the party.
Can she see the other Cardo?
No, the 4th person looks oddly like Layla. The other one has kind of weird, kind of darkish raven hair. Cassandra's hair is dark. Your hair is dark. They all have the same type. Dark hair. And one, oddly, you see the door open in front of you, and you see a smiling face, that twisted smiling face, extend its weird clawed hand and just kind of gesture in to come in.
She does not want to move.
Cassandra will look up again. I told you. She said it would be safe.
She says many things.
She does. But we're going to open it. Then we'll be better and safe.
No, I don't think we will.
That's what everybody says.
Sometimes maybe you should listen to them.
Kind of turns. No, it's eerie because you feel like, all the other 3 look at you. All the other ones look at you, and Cassandra looks at you. Maybe you don't listen enough. Maybe instead of raging, you should listen. And you'll find the heart. You just have to open it.
The heart of what?
They all kind of look at you, and they all begin to melt and form into Cassandra. the heart of death and rebirth.
This is not the wild.
No. The wild has no power here. You have no power here.
Then how can it make me safe? And then she just kind of stops and it's just like hands up. No, this is stupid. I am not talking to you. You're dead.
Yes. Yes, I am. Starts walking.
We are.
Keeping hold of your hand as you're walking towards the house.
Can she stop walking?
No.
I didn't think so. She's fighting.
You start thrashing him wildly. And now when we cut back for the group, Mel just seems to be like propelled by the hand, and she's flailing around and talking to somebody who's not there, completely ignoring the rest of you.
Did she like snap revert to Hamid too?
Yep.
Can I just kind of like lunge to grab the back of her shirt?
You do.
Big fucking coat, yeah.
Almost like
grab.
you almost feel like you're being pulled with her.
She'll kind of huff out a noise to make sure the others are looking if they weren't already, and essentially just like snags a hold of the back of her jacket and just plants her fucking forelegs and braces.
You start to skid along the ground.
And you can hear what she's saying. I mean, it's we're not talking. You're dead. I saw you. Etc. Etc. Etc.
You doing something there, Bob? Or are you just moral
For
supporting
Alistair.
me?
For Alistair, before I get back to the mini freak out, Alistair, you're like, your eyes revert over to the back of your head as you snap back up to Hamid. You're standing in the crowd again. So you watch a sacrifice being led by the hand, much like Melanthe is, bucking and kicking, as you'll hear your ancestor. And for the other two, they will hear him say this in his weird language. And he will say, a sacrifice is needed to open the blood of the worm. For we must delve deeper than they ever did. For Stag would not let us delve any deeper. But what does Stag know? He does not know what we know. Sacrifices must be made to open the heart of the worm. Then, Alistair, once that speech ends, you're snapping back as you watch Melanthe get closer and closer to that house.
There's a moment of that blurriness again, just the refocusing, and as it rings to the back of his head, a sacrifice must be made. There's just that abject terror that's been slowly boiling and boiling up as he clicks on and just sees Melanthe being slowly, just almost drawn to this house. He just runs and tackles her.
Yeah, eventually you tackle Charlotte. You kind of skid. It's all kind of happens in kind of one slow motion. You all kind of collapse onto the ground. It's very strange because you're skidding along. MacD barrels into her. There's like a slight bit of momentum, and Charlotte, you eventually pull Melanthe into your arms. But as you do, you look inside. And the door's wide open. The weird spiral-like shapes cover the stairs, all in blood, dried blood. You can already see a circle with weird spiral-like symbols. This is only what you can see when you come in the front door. And there's already a person lying, spread out, kneeling, open, inviting, not moving. This thing's probably been dead a long time. But Melanthe, you snap back into focus again.
She's probably taking a rage because that's fucking terrifying. If not the visions and being dragged.
Feel free to take a rage through fear. Yeah, feel free to take a rage through fear.
She'll just kind of like lie there panting for a minute.
Charlotte's got a death grip on you at this point. She is, I imagine, after McDee's tackle and everything else, like they're on the ground, but she's just, for the moment, she's just lying there and clinging on to her and making sure she doesn't get suddenly tugged off again and giving her a second to recoup. Glancing over at McD, glancing over at Yolana, making sure nobody else is getting pulled in directions or wandering randomly off. This has been just thrilling.
Oh, no. This is wrong. This is all wrong.
Take your photos, Charlotte, and then burn that house to the ground.
This is all fucking wrong.
Man,
It's fucking wrong. It's their
there's-
nest.
there is some like fucking Vostroyan hyper chips poker head bobbling going on between the three of these fucking people for one Yolana. It was like everybody's freaking out and I can only keep fuck.
So anyone going into the house?
Oh no. Nuh-uh.
Just for the
You-
love of God, keep an eye on me and stay close enough to grab me if something goes crazy. I'm going to get these pictures. I'm going to cleanse as hard as I can, and we are going to get the fuck out.
So,
Don't go inside, Charlotte.
I'm just going to get looks through the windows and the door. I'm not going in.
Charlotte, the second you step onto the property, you just get poof in, the door shuts.
Like,
I
she,
mean, you just.
yeah.
And Melanthe's doing that thing like she'd been about to be like, hold on to someone, and then Charlotte is gone.
It's one of those things where it's like, all right, I'll keep people carefully in arm's reach. It'll be fine. And suddenly she literally just fucking rockets through the goddamn door.
Yeah, it's almost like you're just lifted up by a fist and just pulled in very gracefully.
Gosh, we don't know anybody that does that.
And you're in the plain house, and when you look around, what you can see is just this.
What?
Everything around you is all twisted and gnarled. It's like golden thread has come out of her mouth and kind of just stayed in this frozen elasticity. The spiral symbols all are caved and contorted all around you in this small little cabin. There are bits of skin, bits of bone, bits of these weird markings that you saw MacD freak out about. It's like you're frozen in time almost, like you can't move. It's almost you're trapped staring at this thing. What do the other three do?
As soon as Charlotte disappears into the house, there's McDee's been pacing, just almost screaming to himself that it's wrong. As she disappears, it's just that half a second look up. The door's shut, right?
Yep.
Takes Krynos, charge the door.
Okay, you break down the door and burst in. What are the other two doing?
Yelling at him in Greek.
Okay.
He goes in and fucking Yolana doesn't seem to know what to do with this situation other than try to see what's going on in there.
Okay, Yolana runs in. Melanthe yells in Greek.
Is Yelena running in or just looking?
She doesn't want to go into the door, but I have a feeling that somebody's about to give me a boost in the caboose.
Yeah, Melanthe's feet haven't moved yet. She's just like, what the fuck are you people doing?
Again, for the other two who go in, they are much similar to the same. They're almost frozen in place, staring at this thing.
And then Melanthe literally just yells at the house and gives them back. They're not
Oh, man.
yours.
You yell at the house.
It's
Nothing
very
happens. You're just
effective.
greeted with the arid silence. Eventually, you just hear the panting figure beside you, and she'll look over. It's already open, Melanthe. You just have to go in.
And then what?
Learn and have faith.
I have faith in many things. And one of them is my understanding of you. And what they did.
Then
to
your faith is very shaken and very misguided. Go in and look. You'll see.
I saw what they did to you. I saw what you became.
No, you only saw the entrance. You never saw inside.
Unfortunately, at this juncture, although the commonsensical thing to do would be to fucking leave, and she knows it. Because she doesn't personally believe that there's a great deal of difference that she can make at this juncture. She's not going to abandon all three of them. Kind of like just sets her jaw, like, fine. Show
Extends
me.
her hand.
She refuses
Do
to
you
take
take
it,
her
mostly
hand?
out of spite. But we'll walk towards that.
Okay. You start walking towards the house. You don't take her hand. You kind of shove it away and walk in. And they're all frozen in place, except for you, staring at this weird figure.
He just glares back at her like, now what?
Walks in. Is it always anger you use when you're afraid?
Yes, mostly. Can we change the subject?
You're afraid.
It would be stupid not to.
Hmm.
I'm not stupid.
Misguided.
I've heard that before.
Self-righteous.
Probably. Most of us are, yourself included.
No. No. You look out in the distance, almost sadly, out the window, as the door slowly closes.
What do you want?
For you to see.
You said that. It
But
doesn't
yet
have
you spurn my hand. How can you see in such anger? Snarl all you wish. Your friends will stay there waiting for you to open the door.
How do I know that they would not be better off if I just burned the entire house to the ground with them in it?
Then do it. Prove your conviction to Kaya. See if she hears you.
Not usually. She's busy.
Oh. She
But
usually
it's
is.
still an improvement over the alternatives.
A long bereft landlord. And besides, Melanthe, walking towards her, what's 3 more dead bodies in your losing war?
She's still glaring, but she just like with that snap of the wrist just flips her hand out, palm up.
Roll me your gnosis.
Okay. Not that the dice have been good to me so far. No.
Okay.
I got big bundles of 0 the whole time so far.
Oh boy. So Melanthe, you watch this thing literally, the sparks begin to move out of its mouth as if the person is almost just, it's like it's vomiting out this weird fecal golden matter. You feel a weird shift as if you're stepping sideways, but the step is far longer and far greater than anything you've ever stepped across. You watch the light go down in the window, rise in the other window, go down again until there's nothing but blackness outside. And then this weird, odd tinge of light as you watch the house extends, the corridors go down, and people can move again. But the air is thick. Well, for Melantha, Cassandra isn't there anymore.
Of course
You're
not.
just what you're holding hand is a skeletal hand.
So it looks like time has passed and she is now holding onto a skeleton. Or just the hand.
Oh no, time has not passed. You step sideways.
Right, but it kind of looked like sunrise, sunset out the window, etc.
Yeah, exactly. But she doesn't dissolve in front of you. You just blink at time again, and there's just a skeleton holding your hand. But the skeleton is pure black.
Really? Why are you so dramatic? And she stops, looks at everybody else.
Oh, they can move now.
That's why she's looking at her theory.
Are we in this thing as well?
Mm-hmm.
So it's all dark and shit.
No, you just feel like you all blink and well, you're like looking around, and this black skeleton is just holding Melanthi's hand, and well, this doesn't feel like the DeLorean. This doesn't even feel like the Penumbra.
We need to leave.
I suspect it is much too late for that.
We've gone down a rabbit hole far too fucking far now. Down one we should have turned back at the start. Now look. At the end of the day, I don't fear dying. But this is a fate much worse than fucking death.
We're not dead yet. We're not fucked yet.
And your certain death was my only other choice. So here we are. She just kind of like looks down at the skeleton that she's still holding hands with again.
So I'm sorry.
How tightly is it holding her hand?
It's not holding tightly at all. It's like it was barely there. Barely there. Like it's barely a touch. Charlotte, what were you going to say?
I kind of zoned out because I figured it was stuff I couldn't see. So what has changed since we stepped in and what we initially saw?
It kind of time didn't seem to pass for you. Like it's almost like you were asleep. And when you turn back, you look out the window, and you're going to see this floating along, several different shapes, several different moves. It's like the trees are extended. And give me a perception alertness, Charlotte.
Oh, goody.
And you got 2 10s. In the furthest distance, there is a black maze. I mean, now it's fucking far away, but there's a black maze.
What are you? She finally, she stares for a long second out the window, kind of squinting. And finally, kind of just eager not to be looking at it, turns a glance over to Melanthe. What is that? Looking at the skeleton.
It was Cassandra. I don't know what this is, and she does actually pull her hand away and like gestures to the skeleton. Is it just standing up, like just kind of like pokes it gingerly in the shoulder?
It collapses to ash.
Oh. Well, so much for that.
She wants me to see something. My alternative was setting the house on fire with all 3 of you in it.
Did you say what?
Of course not. That wouldn't be any fun.
Do you have any gifts that can get us home from here? Because if that out there is any indication, we are far from home. She actually does the whole thing where you pull out the phone and just click on the screen just to see the no signal, because that is what happens when you're in the Umbra.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, no, I don't have Umbral Tether yet or anything else. Or
You would have probably had to set it in advance too, so.
Yep. We are far too deep for that sort of thing to be helpful, even if I could.
Well, whatever she wants us to see is probably not something we need to. If we want to keep our minds intact. She's looking around the room, like just looking for anything that stands out, anything that's too normal or too abnormal.
Hey, buddies, that symbol on the wall of the cabin. It's a symbol for Malpheus.
I don't even know what that
Fine.
means.
Roll me an occult.
All right. What's a cult or
Intelligence.
okay?
I suppose I should roll 2 to keep it fair.
Right.
Actually,
Finally,
keep
a
it level.
success. There's 4 of them in theory.
Okay. Malpheus, the heart of the worm. That black maze she put, that's the black labyrinth of the worm.
My planet kind of like looks around, squints, looks around, looks at the symbol. Ah,
That is a realm of the worm in the
fuck
deep umbra.
everything. Of course.
What? What
Sharing
is
is caring.
We are in the heart of the worm in the deep umbra. Because of course we are.
it? What is it?
Because she is a child of the abyss.
That is what. That is it. I told you not to go in. But we did it. We should have turned back at this fucking door.
None of
No.
us went in
No,
voluntarily,
this is too
McD.
fucking much. Hey, we walked past those fucking. No, this. We need to get out, and we need to get out now.
We do need to get out, but
No
unless you
more
know where
fucking
out
nonsense.
is, moving around out there and getting lost won't put us in any better position.
With all due respect, Raya, this is a fate worse than fucking death. Now,
Not yet, it's not.
all right then. Let me put it this way, Raya. I'm sure you've seen many horrific things. I'm just a Cleith. This is the worst, and this is the dog's bollocks of shithole that you can fucking be in for somebody my age. Now I wanted to get out as quickly as fucking possible.
And so do I. But getting lost in a wormish realm will not get us any closer to out. We need to have a plan. We need some idea of where we're going. We need to find... She kind of glances over to Melanthe, kind of like... Almost
Melanthe's
a touch
glaring
of
at
it.
Alistair.
We need to figure out how to get out. Walking around out there just means we're going to encounter the worst things that we could see, hear, or fight with. Worse than anything at home. So the question is, how do we leave? Because right now, in here, nothing's fucked yet. So let's take advantage of having a point where we can plan.
She's gonna kind of stop and look around. What other glyphs and things are still visible at this point? And is that weird person still spewing strange gold and stuff, or did that disappear?
No, nothing there.
Okay.
It's empty. Except the hallway is very, very extended.
Oh, look, a long hallway. Completely unnaturally long hallway.
For now, let's keep it inside the house. We'll stay in a tight group. We will look. We will call out what we see. And we will stay the fuck together so that we can all find the way out and we can all get out. Is there anything else useful in this room? Any other symbols? Any other signs? She's looking around herself as she asks.
Nope.
Is anything awake?
Any that is left? No.
Yeah.
All that was left was the ashes of the skeleton that Anthe was holding.
Does anyone have something could carry some of that in, just in case?
Truth be told, not really. I don't have that much dedicated. And it's probably not
Yolana.
best to carry around the ashes of someone who should be gone.
For all I know, that is the portal both in and out.
Actually, glancing around the room, is there, I don't know, a fucking vase? Anything?
No. Nope. When you look down again, you start looking around the room and you just see that big long hallway. You can go outside or you can go down that way. One way, one route.
Perhaps not.
Let's all take a hold of each other. And for now, we'll keep it inside. Because I don't know what the fuck's out there. The last thing we need to do is get lost out there and not be able to find this place again. But we're not getting separated. Take the lead. I'm the one who got us in here anyways.
I'm
Gotcha.
reasonably certain you're not. But very well.
I was the first one in before, I'll be the first one in now.
And she nods.
So let's get in an order. Let's take a hold of each other and let's check this out. And see if we can figure out how to get back out. She'll actually just offer out a hand.
She'll take it and then reach towards Yolana, who's been, I would say, characteristically quiet, actually. She's not much of a talker.
She's been a little more concerned in her surroundings at the moment. Unfortunately, this means she has to put up her bow, but she'll just have to fucking manage.
Yeah, you start looking around. Down the hallway, I think Johanna, because she spent the most time looking down, there is the Get a Fenrir symbol on one of the walls right down the hallway.
Cool. I'll keep that in my back pocket for now, since not all the Get Offenders No symbols are like known to people outside the tribe. Like there's
Oh no, that's like the tribe symbol.
The tribe. I got you. I thought you were talking about like runic shit. And I was
no, that's like the tribe
about
symbol.
runes.
We had a discussion
Okay.
of Elder Futhar earlier this week.
Fucking okay, cool. All right, so she can see that it's a tribe symbol. I think she's just gonna keep that knowledge in her back pocket for now. It's not something I think she'd mention.
Is she joining the daisy chain?
Yes.
Is Alistair joining the daisy chain?
Yolanda, do you offer your hand to Alistair?
That seems to be how this is working. Yes.
So you do, right?
Yes.
Wonderful. Yeah, I'm not saying that Yolanda's not a strong woman, but when surprise vice grip comes out of nowhere, it shocks people when they're not expecting it. So there's a vice-like grip for that first few seconds.
There's definitely some sour lemons faces going on here. It's almost like
Yeah.
a confirmation of expected woe.
And he is just looking around like eyes all over the place.
All right, eyes out. We're gonna start moving. Everyone, keep tightly a hold of everyone. She will probably, with that, start down the hall, leading the daisy chain.
Start walking, and eventually start moving and moving. There's all sorts of horrific sounds, horrific noises, cackles, cries. Again, you don't see anything, but you just hear them. Outside seems even more horrific. There seems to be blood spattering on the windows. As you move along past the Get It Fender symbol, you'll see 4 blackened ethereal figures just appear in front of you. Not attacking or not anything like that. It looks like they're standing all beside you as you're walking around, and you'll see eventually this woman turn and look at the ethereal figures. She's a bit more wider, a bit more clearer. All right, we know where we're going. Gotta cut across this way. If we go outside, we're dead. Bjorn, take point. We're here for one reason and one reason only. She'll start marching ahead. And they all fade into nothingness. And you're left in the hallway again.
Tell me I'm not the only one who saw that.
You're not the only one who saw that.
Good.
Maybe. It would seem that these are not footsteps that have not been trod before.
There are many who travel the Deep Umbra and return. You just have to figure out how you get out.
Is this a story that Melanthe might ever have heard?
No.
Actually,
Nope.
it's a story I might have heard being reared on a Getsept.
Nope.
Worth a shot. She will continue.
The figure does look familiar to you. The figure does look familiar to you. That blonde hair. Very familiar.
Oh?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she'll keep going. In fact, she will potentially, she's not going to run to keep up. If she has to do that, they're going to get out of pace, but she will go ahead and continue moving with purpose, because if she can see things like this, she might get hints.
Give me perception alertness as you're going along, whoever's looking or whatever you guys are doing.
Everyone's looking at everything.
Yeah, basically. We are all twitchier than an entire crack den.
Yeah, we are. I'll just put it in the side chat. I'm assuming standard diff.
Yep.
Okay, so
And just because of McDuncan's current mindset, I'll just say he's focused on what's behind him. And not really, and by focus, I mean not really focused at all.
Okay.
Botch.
Really
Good.
focused.
So you, with 4 successes, you're going to see another symbol further down the never-ending hallway. Same Get a Fender symbol. This time, blood leaking out of it, though. Little tiny, tiny droplets.
That can't be good.
what is it? Don't
I
sigh,
see.
call it out.
I see the get symbol again, but now it's bleeding. And she'll kind of point it out. And probably does periodically look behind her and up and down and
So for the man who botched, you start looking around the corner, and that's what you see Alistair and Agnes's voice, come here. Come in. You're late for dinner, Alistair. Extends a skeletal hand out towards you.
There is just, Yolanda will feel it first as that grip tightens again. As you just hear the soft, no, oh no. All right. What did he say? What did he say? All right, hark when the night is falling. Hear the pipes.
Shut up, you blockheaded Irish fuck!
Loud and proudly carling down through the glen. There where the hills are sleeping, I'll feel the blood
And then
leak.
she'll just like start
Keeps him
tugging on his arm.
steady. Let him do it. Let's just keep fucking moving. Just keeping an eye out for the symbol as it's been pointed out. And I mean, we're still rolling. Alistair getting tugged along while he sings, and it's distracting, but you know what? It could be worse.
Do you look down where Alistair was looking at all?
If it shook
Or are
him
you
that
just
bad,
pulling him along?
no, we gonna keep on.
Yep, cool. You go further down along the hallway, and you've come to the next get a Fenrir symbol. You'll eventually see her again. Look, I know Halfdan died. That was his fault. He got careless. What do you want me to do? You just hear voices, like start to echo back, and she's like, "I don't care, Bjorn. Keep pushing. We're here for a job." To turn and look over, here to take back what he took from me. And it fades again. You're back down this hallway. And it looks like a way out into the woods is down along your thing. Like,
Oh, fuck. Alistair, you with me? Are you seeing this shit?
I mean, you're all seeing it. Like they all appear around you. Yeah, because if you're standing like in a like you would on steps, you know what I mean? It's that type of vibe.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, does the hall just dead end into open door? Welcome to the outside.
Yep, pretty much. It's like, hello, these are the woods now.
Shit. Alright, gather up and see if you can spot the next symbol. This might actually get us out of here.
So you eventually give me 1 second, I guess need to change pictures real quick. You eventually start wandering along the woods, and there are these people standing there. But they don't move. They're almost like still as statues. It's almost they're too afraid.
Do they watch? Like, do they seem animate?
Nope. It's almost like they're frozen in terror, as if turned to stone.
Awesome. When we initially... I'm going to try not to actually have the last person leave the door until we can spot the next symbol. Can we do a roll to see if there is another within sight?
Give me a roll, perception roll, difficulty 8.
Doing it. Two.
Okay. You can see it in the distance. You're gonna have to fall down this weird woodland path. You can realize you have two choices: follow the woodland path and take longer, or cut through the trees and get quicker.
You know what? This is the fucking Umbra. I feel like the path might be there for a reason.
Start walking along the path. Do you guys look up? Important question. You all said you were twitchy. Are you guys looking up?
I feel like sooner or later one of us, each of us will glance up.
It's kind of inevitable if you like think about how like sight lines work.
Cool. You look up and you see that face looking through the tree line.
Man, I regret.
The parts of the trees are already slithery snakes as they look down, almost searching. The slits look down even further.
There is regret.
Give me willpower rolls.
Hey, did they regret this decision?
Yep.
You said you guys were twitchy. And you're in the realm of nightmares.
Oh boy, what's our diff?
8.
Oh goodness!
What is this roll for?
Willpower. Did you look up?
Which willpower? Just roll willpower.
I was going to say, because depending on what it is, I'll just elect to fail.
Are you going to elect to fail?
I mean,
you look
considering
up and you
McDuncan's
see that.
frame of mind,
You look up and you see that. That's basically what you see when you look up.
yeah, fuck it, I'll
I'm
fail.
prompting a willpower. Okay, cool. One botched. Charlotte, take the derangement for the rest of the scene, and depending on what happens, you are getting the derangement of paranoia.
I'll roll anyway just to see if I'm
Actually,
Is
no.
it paranoia
no,
if Vivian is
not
there to get you?
Hang on, not paranoia.
Got it all.
OCD.
Oh Lord.
Oh Jesus.
It's not clean. You're not clean. Anything, he keeps looking at you because you're not clean. Your skin's not clean. They're not clean. Nothing's clean. You're tainted. You have to clean. MacD, you gain a temporary derangement of paranoia.
So he looks up, midway through, cycling through this song he's been just slowly singing, slower and slower and slower. And he looks up and it stops from the last line, land of high and Jesus fucking Christ. He's watching me. He's got eyes. He's got eyes everywhere. Oh, they're in the trees, the statues. They're watching us all. They got eyes on us all. Every single step they've been watching us.
Of course.
Following us every step.
Hey, Charlotte, you're not clean.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know. I figured I'd give him a second. In response to seeing this thing, Charlotte starts she gets shook. She looks kind of stricken for a second. And finally immediately begins pulling the others in and like, we have to cleanse. We have to cleanse. It won't
Enraged literally everything here.
be able to fixate on us if we're cleansed. It won't be able
Charlotte,
to
roll rage. Charlotte, roll rage. She suggested that you're not clean.
Wait, what?
Roll rage. She
She
suggested.
said and
that you're not-
enrage everything here.
Yeah, in your mind, she's saying you won't be clean. Roll rage.
Okay.
Okay. Because this is.
I mean, this isn't meant to be.
She's
Right.
arguing. That's bad enough.
How dare
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Right now, in your current state, arguing is bad because that means she's not clean.
Oh god, what's the diff? Oh no, it's not 4. We're good. So she
No, but you're angry. Oh,
it's the sharpest little, essentially that little snap of that's enough. We're cleansing and then we're moving. Won't be able to see us if we're cleansed. We won't be part of the fucking landscape. Just need to stay clean. And she will promptly go about a fucking rite of cleansing because
This
that makes
seems
perfect
like
sense.
literally the worst idea ever.
mm-hmm. To you, Calanthe, common sense. Yeah. Jesus, fuck. What do you mean clean? How can we be clean in the realm of what I mean?
It's not even that. Just trying to cleanse any part of this realm seems like a terrible plan.
She's not cleansing part of the realm. She's cleaning you guys.
Right,
Just
we
cleaning
are
you.
very exposed here.
Charlotte, this is not going to help. We are just going to get worse. It will be very temporary. We don't have time.
Then we can redo it. We can redo it as we go. And we won't fit into the landscape and they won't be able to see us.
That is
Oh,
the
no.
opposite of how camouflage works.
Oh, they'll be able to see us. Oh, they'll see us. They've got eyes everywhere, Charlotte. The stones. I can see
Roll
them.
me, Mac Duncan, roll me a willpower check. Because I'm about to test something. Difficulty 6 for you.
Da-da-da.
No, cleaning's perfectly right. After all, if you're tainted, they can't see you, can they?
It's just the silence as the slow realization. All right. All right. I think I got it. they won't see us. Right? If we're tainted, if we're covered in the shit, like in the army. You're seeing the army. Cover yourself in mud. I can't see you. Come on. Come
It
on.
actually makes more sense than what Charlotte is trying to do.
And he starts picking up, just grabbing dirt and just rubbing it on his face.
Because he has a hand free. Meanwhile, Charlotte's on the other end of the line, trying desperately to... Actually, is there even the means here to perform a rite of cleansing?
You can try touch some of the trees.
I mean, she...
Right, I wouldn't do that.
The tree feels sticky and alive, Charlotte, as you touch it.
Raya,
Oh,
please stop
God.
doing that.
The fingers yank back and immediately, wipe off on her clothes. No, that won't work. That won't work.
Charlotte, we have to get out. The proper tools are out.
Roll me your willpower again, Charlotte. Difficulty 6.
Okay. Wow.
Beautiful. Charlotte, you're convinced you have to clean now. Now.
Oh, God.
Doesn't
God
matter what the
damn
cleats say. They're cleats. They don't understand. You're an Adrian, man.
No, there'll be
They
some.
understand.
We'll just go a little further. There'll be one that's not sticky, and
They're all going to be sticky.
she starts moving again, at least. I mean, but she is desperately on the hunt. She's not looking at, the local fucking threats anymore. She's... Every fucking twig they could pass over is kind of carefully nudged with the shoe, because she doesn't want to touch it. It might be filthy. But she has to check. She has to check all of them. She has to keep an eye out. She'll find a tree. It'll be fine. There'll be, there'll be some dry deadfall.
Right, there are things in there that I don't think we want to be around.
Melanthi's just giving Yolana this panic. What
This
the
is
fuck do we
not
do?
a clean place. You are not going to find the ingredients here.
No, we'll find them. We'll keep moving, and we'll find them.
Raya, there are things
Hey.
in there.
When you say there are things in there, Johanna, you see this thing peering its head out, staring down at Charlotte.
Raya,
The head tilts.
we are drawing attention. We need to head down the path.
Hey, we're drawing attention to get some of this on your face, Yolana. She starts rubbing dirt on her
You
face.
get that out of my fucking face. You put that on your own self. Raya, seriously. We need to move down the path. And then, you know what? I'll help you. But we have to go down the path. We are attracting attention. There are eyes on us right now.
I mean, at least, like I said, at least she's moving. It's not as fast as you might like, because she keeps pausing to check things, but you're kind of making progress.
Who's leading this merry band of fuckery?
Melanthe.
Melanthe starts boop, 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 as Alistair looks around left, right, left, no.
Oh, he's
right.
covered in dirt. And he's just smiling because they can't see him now. They can't see him.
As Shalarda is rapidly scrubbing his back, come on. Do you know what I mean? Rapidly cleansing him, uncleansing.
The two of them can get in a fight about just how much dirt Alistair has on him. This sounds great. We're just going to drag them along as we go.
Fury's just in the middle of the line, start pulling the ends with them.
You eventually make it down to the next symbol, and you see her rubbing her face up against the trees. The kind of after a shade, and she'll look around. Bjorn? Signal, did you see him? I mean, he went that way. Just rubs her face. Place I keep hearing it. That voice. And then she picks up the knife and she just starts, rubbing her chin with her knuckles. They're like, and that's when you hear the name, because everybody fucking hears it. Patema, what are you doing? And that's when the voice is cut out. You're left in the woods.
Surely this tree is a clean tree. She was rubbing on it.
Aside from that, Charlotte, that's aside from your need to compulsively clean, you do hear that name.
It snaps her a bit. at least out of that cycle she had going. She snaps a glance around like she expects to see her. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, you did.
You did.
She's right. She's right there.
She's like, what?
Don't touch that tree. That one's definitely dirty.
Oh God. Oh God.
And
She
now we know what we are meant
recoiled.
to see. We have to keep moving.
There's
We have to succeed where she failed.
another nod. What did you... Oh God, no, wait. I think I know what she's here for.
What?
Was taken from her.
Yes.
It was her husband. Her husband was killed during a frenzy. Or no, a fight? A
Frenzy.
frenzy.
You can't just bring people back.
When Auntie says that, you hear this echoed through the woods.
Look, as interesting as this is, what does this have to do with our situation?
She danced.
That's why we're here.
This is how...
What?
You think this is how she danced?
I don't know, but I know we're on a path right now that I thought was the way out. Is it the way out?
I don't know.
That is the way to understanding, perhaps.
If we
Can-
go far enough and we see enough, I think we'll snap out. We can't go in. We can't go in.
Okay. So are we staying on the path or what?
She starts looking for the next symbol, just desperately, because it's the
Perception
only thing
alertness.
she has to fixate on.
Perception alertness.
Doing it.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty good. It's way further down. The path is deviating out of the woods now, coming to more stony landscapes.
Is there any sign of what was laughing? Or is it just kind of
No,
everything?
no. It's almost laughing at you like, ha! Can't bring
Yep.
back from the dead. Oh, you're
There's
so stupid. That type of laugh.
I almost felt like it was like the predator, like whoa, 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 whoa.
All I know is that
Mhm,
Charlotte didn't
mhm.
like it because that's a temptation nobody needs.
Then, as Alistair lies there covered in mud, he shouts, "Go on, do it. Do it now." No, I'm sorry. But either way,
Kill me! Come
kill
on!
me. Go on.
Oh my God!
Bob ruins the gravity of a scene.
Stop it!
Laughing at it.
Onwards and upwards.
Right, we've gotta. It's up there. It's up there. I can see it.
Come on.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
sooner we find them all, the sooner we can get clean.
She's like compulsively every so often, like the free hand especially, is just kind of like wiping on her clothes, trying to clean it off, trying to
Scrubbing.
get that sticky feeling that she's sure is still there. She wiped it off ages ago, but she's sure it's still there, just trying to scrape it off on fabric.
Okay, you start wandering along and eventually start coming on to the more open landscape. You eventually stop at a symbol much like this, where the symbol is etched on this thing. I'm just going to extend the image out a bit.
Lovely.
There you go.
How big is that skull? Oh, those are
Huge.
people. That's
Those are
awesome.
people.
Again, the weird shadowy image is there as well, much like before. Are you guys deviating off the path? It is very, very important.
Nope.
Nope.
Nope. I like the path. The path is tidy. It's nice and tidy, and I like that.
Alistair and Johanna?
Hold on. Aha! A success.
I'll get to you in a second because you're about to come onto this. So for Alistair, you feel Hang on now. You hear in the back of your head is, keep the mud off you, lad.
Off me.
If you don't, they'll get you.
Oh, I
Keep-
get it.
When it goes dark, keep the light. And that's what the last you hear.
Get it off me. I get it. I get it now. Hide in plain sight. Hide in plain sight and keep the light. Keep the light. Keep the light, Johanna. Do you hear that? Keep the light.
Charlotte
I can
starts
hear
with
you.
finally, like, trying to get the shit off his face. Like, oh god, you need, like, pulling up her sleeve.
This is what I've been dealing with.
McDuncan strips.
Uh,
Just all of it off.
oh.
Did he drop any weapons in the process?
He is the weapon.
I'm just asking.
Nope, just strips off, wipes all the shit off that he can with his clothes, just throws them on the ground. Gotta clean up now, real quick. Get it off, mate.
You're right. Is there anything in there that you care about?
Nope.
Good. So, we are ready? We move?
Yeah, that's
Is it possible to make out the shadowy images without going off the path?
You can try.
I am trying.
You're going off the path?
No. I am trying to make them out.
On or off the path?
On the
That's
path.
the question. Well, you can see them. Clear as day on the path.
Are they doing anything in particular?
Just sitting.
I mean, I assume we're just walking up into the middle of them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I thought the images were off the path.
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I was asking, is anybody going off the path?
Nope.
Oh, no. We move onwards. Onwards and upwards.
Okay. You arrive at the thing. You eventually hear, look, Halfdan, I had to do it. He was talking. He was corrupted. We had to kill those Furies here. They came here to steal from me what I wanted. They told us that we shouldn't be here. How do they know? They're talking like they're from the worm, aren't they, Halfdan? You can hear this echoing voice like, I'm pretty sure they were just here to help, but Emma. No. Look in their eyes. They're all the same. All the same. You stay with me. We'll get out of here. After what? Not after what I've taken first. She looks out, and it's almost like they stop and they're frozen in that position. Her looking out. She does not have the scar on her face, though. However,
Are there bodies here, like old
Yeah,
skeletons
yeah.
and stuff?
yep. These are definitely one. They're all human skeletons. They look like they've been ripped to shreds.
Hey, Melanthe,
Yes.
I don't know dick about spirits or after images in time or whatever these are, but she's talking to a guy who died back at the house.
What?
What?
The second vision back at the house, she said it herself. Halfton died. Now she's talking to him.
So she is hallucinating, or being led by. And she kind of makes that like bleh gesture with her hand. She is headed straight for destruction. We know this. It sounds as though she is following a promise, not a new promise. The worm has always been willing to promise things that are not real. And if we forget that, this is what happens.
Walking along and looking around, you'll eventually see, coming out of the trees. Right. Oh, that is the wrong one. Come on, Manicamp. Walking right up to Melanthe, like the wound is still leaking out of her stomach.
Oh, Melanthe looks like she's been slapped.
Charlotte looks like she's been slapped.
Ilana looks confused.
Why are you here?
You put me here. Both of you.
How?
I wasn't granted a clean death.
You had no part in the way you died.
You allowed her to do it. Again and again and again.
Can't allow what I don't know is happening.
We weren't there.
Is that the excuse you used to sleep?
No. I like that you think I sleep much.
Is that what you tell yourself every time?
I cannot permit what I don't know is taking place. I would never have allowed what she did.
But you allowed it. Where's the justice, Charlotte? Says as her teeth, like, I mean, when she opens her mouth, blood comes out of her mouth.
She's dead?
Is that justice in your mind?
No. But
No, but
perhaps now that both of you has passed, you can find each other.
She
and
spits
settle
in your
everything.
face. She actually spits in your face, yeah. Spits in. And the blood burns with white scalding
She'll try and
pain.
wipe it off. I mean, he flinches back, tries to wipe it off.
The war takes who it takes. Justice was coming.
Was it?
It was.
Was it coming? Is that what they all tell you? Is that what they told Jenny?
No.
She's here, you know. I'm sure you can go find her and tell her justice came for her, too.
Well, I think kind of like stops and is still trying to like scrub the stuff off of her face. You're not right.
She can't be here.
I talked to your pack. After. This isn't your anger.
What do you know of anger, Melanthe?
Every single spirit Pegasus themselves did has told me that I have too much of it, so apparently plenty.
Huh. You have to be told that you're angry?
No. I don't.
Melanthe. She
I know.
she pushes your damn fucking shoulder.
I am
Do you need
well aware.
permission to be angry? Like a chained dog?
You're not real.
I'm as real as you are.
You are something, but you are not Layla.
I am you. I am everything you couldn't be.
Well, I'm working on the dead part, so.
Is that all you have? Witty repartee to hide the fact that you're a coward? That you couldn't fight the Get like I did? At least I died killing one. And took my vengeance like a real daughter of Pegasus.
I have my own orders from Pegasus.
I see. I see. I'm glad you acknowledge it. It's always good to know how cowardice is. She looks at Charlotte and smiles. Wouldn't you agree?
Charlotte, as they've been talking, has been kind of hovering, almost as if prepared to step between them because she got cutting. But as they've gone on, she's been kind of unfocusing her eyes a bit, like trying to see but not see Layla, to see if it changes anything, to see if she can see what's underneath, because Jenny can't be here. And she said Layla can't be here. Maybe it's not. Maybe she looks at her just right. But she whirls on Charlotte. The eyes will finally snap back to focus.
I'm glad at least one of you had the courage to do what was needed. She starts walking back into the woods. After all, she spits on the ground. There's blood and black bile comes out of her mouth. At least Juno believed in her convictions when I died. The rest of you, you're no better than the ones you claim to hate. She just starts lumbering off into the woods, laughing.
Tell me she's not real.
I don't think so.
So, Raya, let us continue to move instead of bickering with the dead.
So idle nod. Glances off after her. Again, she's kind of trying to unfocus as she looks at her to see if, I don't know, if something changes, the outline
No.
changes, anything.
No, she just slumps down and starts holding the blood in her hands and starts weeping.
Melanthe does pause as she, before they continue, especially at the weeping, and looks back. I did bring your message to your sister. Word for word, as you asked.
Stares at the blood tears coming down her face. I wonder then how you can stand here and talk to me.
It hurts.
I bet it does. You seem so calm.
Raya, look ahead to us moving away.
Why aren't you home?
This is your home. This is my home.
No.
Charlotte.
The path is
She's
that
not
way,
real.
Raya, where we are walking. It was your
She's a
idea, in
memory.
fact, to walk.
Oh, I'm never real, of course. It's easier
Remember,
to grieve when
Botema
nobody's real.
sees people who are dead. We are doing the same. That does not mean they are here. Not that they hurt any less. We need to go.
Layla.
Charlotte, no.
She holds up a finger. Walk with us so that you can go home. You don't
I
belong
can't.
here.
Go home. I am lost in the way.
And walk the trail with us and find the way.
She stands up. No. You're not real.
Well, one of us has to be real.
What do you have to lose?
You've already taken enough from me.
I took nothing from you.
She died to protect me.
I took nothing from you. Walk with me. The worst you'll be is somewhere different here. Maybe the trail can take you out too.
She stands up. When the Glasswalker shows more compassion than your own sisters, she starts walking, following your trail.
When we get out, you can give me the beating I deserve.
And Charlotte's finally willing to turn and move forward. At no point did she try to step off the trail, at least, but she seems at least a little more at ease. Whether Layla is real or not, the chance that she is seems to be worth it. And yeah, she just turns and finally starts moving forward again.
You guys start moving forward. And you look up and you see this thing staring down at you all.
Again.
Yeah, just analyzing with this cold smile. If you look up, that is.
I mean, having looked up previously and really not liking what she's seeing, yes, still occasionally, because otherwise they'll sneak up on you.
No, Yolana learned her lesson the first fucking time.
Okay. Nante looks up and locks eyes with it, and she'll just hear in the back of her head. Just like me. You're just like me.
Does one of you have any idea who this is?
No.
Okay, I'm just checking. Hopefully not.
I abandoned my sisters too when they weren't good enough to curb my rage.
If anyone is unworthy, it is probably me. But that is not something to face here.
They're the ones who are unworthy, for they don't understand it, and they never will.
She kind of squints. Cassandra?
No,
You sound like her.
I sound like everyone. Timmy's voice. I know you all so well. Neri's voice. And of course, I know you in Forgotten Earth's voice.
Everyone seems to.
Such a sad little thing. You should make sure that your sister learns her place.
The one that outranks me despite the fact that she is dead, or someone else?
The one who insulted your rage. Strike her down and remind her. You're alive. She isn't. She failed. You didn't.
I have my orders from Pegasus. Those are not they.
And yet she spits your name and his name and her name. I don't know. If I was Pegasus, I would feel certainly vindicated.
You are clearly someone else. And she is still, like, moving. But yeah, I suspect that this conversation is quite audible. Who, I am not certain. But
I am you
everyone keeps
and
saying
all
that.
your sisters. The very thing you all try to seek.
Like it's a face.
Who are you talking to?
The face in the sky. It is probably a terrible idea.
Yeah.
And so you move on.
And of course, because I think
oh,
it's been
sorry.
a while. It's been a while since it's been mentioned, but of course, as this has entirely been saying, coming from the back, the naked man, hair stuck on end, beard all over the place, eyes darting left, right, center, up, down, left, right, center, just repeating, mashing, still just towering in gallant fame, Scotland, my mountain name. Just hit the light. Keep the light, keep it clean, and keep in the light. You that Diana, keep in the light. On the light, and oh, you see me now, you fucking statue of fucks, you see me now. Look at me and all me bastard glory. Just on and on and on.
Okay, you eventually arrive and you come out of the woods and enter these small kind of wooden things. And you come out to the stone. And what you'll see is you're crossing a small walkway. 1 second. My mannequin's being... Okay, yeah. What you come out is this small walkway that looks similar to this. I'll just pull up the screen. So that's what you come out to, essentially. You look down and you see the various faces in the walls. You can see them screaming in torment, screaming in pain, as instead of water, that is black, virtuous liquid that comes down. One of the faces in the wall is Jenny. She's the central figure at the top of the waterfall.
Charlotte balks. I'm not even gonna pretend she doesn't. And it's a hesitation. She doesn't like stop everyone flat out. But she does look back to Layla. Is she really here?
We're all here. Because you're here.
What does that mean?
Do our memories bring you here?
I'm here because of all of you. It's nothing to do with your memories. is to do with your sin.
Then how do we cleanse it and let you free?
I'm not a theurge.
When we're gone, will you still be here? Without us here to drag you here.
Always. She just keeps walking.
She's shook. She's still moving. At this point, it's the only thing that she knows how to do on autopilot. But man, she stares at that waterfall for a long time. Like for the whole crossing.
Do any other familiar faces leap out?
Gemma, Santos, Juno, Brad, who else? Alice. They're all there, moving really artificially in the various rock beds.
Gonna make it about halfway across before Charlotte's just leaking tears. Still moving.
Start walking, and you'll see at the end of the passageway, you'll see her again. I told you half time we'd make it. See? I made it past my husband's face. See? Past my husband's face. Isn't that right, Charlotte? The figure turns and looks at you.
Oh god. She startles badly. Like, she jumps. She was ready for a lot, but she was not ready for the after images to suddenly attune to the people watching them. No, she jumps nastily. She actually makes kind of a strangled noise. She's actually too startled to like yelp properly. But it's kind of like that little gasping noise.
And you, Alistair. I know your name.
Hmm?
I hear it.
No. Oh no, no. Oh, I know you can see me. You see me now. You see me now.
You've been in my head since I've came here. And you, Johanna. And you, Melanthe. You've all been in my head.
And you and ours.
You
It's hard.
don't look like you're from this era.
I am for many eras.
What did you come here for?
Vengeance? Retribution?
No. You came looking for something to bring back.
No. He's gone. They took him.
She kind of nods slowly. What happened?
They frenzied. All I wanted was a position to make sure that our people were safe. Trimsons didn't like that. I was a rival. And one night they turned up at our door to demand to change our mind. My husband interceded in the row. He killed him. Struck him down. And then my brother interceded, and he was struck down. My pack, and we were struck down. She takes steps forward. Did you notice the scar is emerging on her face?
It is a great loss.
Loss.
She nods.
They think from us. You are not the Dread Wolf. And as she's moving and advancing, that's the scar that emerges on her face.
And so all you have left is rage.
All I have left is the mark I gave myself.
Why?
So they would remember.
Just starts kind of shaking her head. And I mean, she's still stricken, but just shaking her head.
So the next time they saw me, they would never forget what they took and claimed for their Dread Wolf.
You became a bigger monster than they ever were.
And yet, I am not a monster. I am here.
You are remembered. But not for what was done to you. It is a story that should be told.
You
It
are a
should not
liar.
be forgotten.
You are a liar.
This is the memory of what was done to her. It's terrible. But it doesn't make right any of what you did in return. Sold your soul.
I didn't sell anything.
Gave
It
it
was
away
taken.
then.
It was taken. And she, I mean, you know what I mean? Such power. You know what I mean?
Oh god. Yep, she can definitely make physical contact.
I mean, she lifts you up and like all the rest of the three, her muscles just outwards. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, they just extend with this weird green liquid in them almost
How is she being lifted?
by the throat.
It is a favorite.
It is. Here's the question: is Melanthe letting go of her?
No.
And yeah, with the one remaining hand, she's reaching up, clenching a hand around the one on her throat, trying to make sure she has room to breathe. You saw the worst that they had to offer, and you became worse.
You didn't see.
We've seen what you did.
You didn't see. They all died. One by one. And I can't find them.
They are not here.
Liar!
They have gone home.
They are here. I can hear them.
You can hear anything you listen for here.
They are here. I hear them screaming down there. Can't you hear them?
I never knew them.
Do you try to listen?
Nope. She's trying very hard not to. Because Blanca
You-
knows that she's prone to hearing things that she should really stop listening to.
I mean, there's an unconscious bend of the ear, albeit at this point she's probably making some horrible kind of strangled noises herself.
You can hear them, Charlotte, crying down the dark tunnel. So much agony.
I mean, she can't say anything about it at the moment. She hears. She's still struggling.
Alistair, you can hear them as well, and Johanna. Screaming. Such pain.
Oh, I can hear them. They're there. They're there, all right. They're there. Oh, they're there, but that's oh, you know, towering in gallant fame, Scotland mountain fame, high up on the again.
You can
They're
hear.
there in the sea.
You can hear any burden on your heart in this place.
You are like Ajax. She snarls, cold, lifeless. They're there, dying.
They are already dead. And she's like trying to pull Charlotte loose, and it was not helping.
Eventually, Patema drops Charlotte, and Charlotte, you can feel your throat getting crushed nearly.
Oh yeah. I mean, when she gets dropped, she's literally like, this isn't going to be graceful. She's going to like collapse onto the fucking ground, gasping like a fucking fish.
Don't abandon my people. I am not like him. She starts running down the fucking tunnel, like screaming, like, I'm coming!
Is the tunnel literally the fucking spiral?
Nope.
Like, I wasn't sure how close we got to the maze.
Oh no, you're nowhere near the black
Thank God.
spiral
Okay.
labyrinth.
Wasn't sure.
For the moment, Charlotte is still just kind of gasping, rubbing her throat. Probably the grip on Melanthi's hand is like crushingly tight. It's a point of reassurance.
And she kind of crouched down to, try and make sure that Charlotte can, breathe and is going to survive. And then looks not up exactly, but just kind of like out. Have I seen enough now?
You get silence.
Oh, yeah. If I might. Are we going onward?
This is not because talking isn't going to work so good for a hot minute. Yeah.
Okay. So, as per your orders, which I, as a Philodox, must hold you to, shall we move forward?
Starts finally to pick herself up, frantically dusting herself off, wiping her hands over and over on her shirt. Well, her hand. Glances back at the waterfall another time. Just, it hurts. But she does it anyways. And, yeah, finally starts shakily moving forward again. Because it's not done.
You wander through the caves and come out of the mouth, and you see Patemis screaming and hollering and crying. You all look around you, and you are in a very sea. Let me just right. Burning bodies. And you recognize some of them as Get, definitely, just by the braided tattoos all over them. Casting their arms out, hollering and wailing. See the same bodies of your friends, of loved ones, even for people who have not lost people on the Sept, family members who have died. Everything is almost pawing around you as you're trying to make your way through this cackling storm of madness and grief.
Torna, question.
Yes.
Do I see Patama?
Yep. Kneeling, trying to reach her hand for a man who's trying to reach his hand towards her.
What does the man look like?
Blonde, fair haired, but most of the hair has been burned away by the marks. He's got several Krynos claw marks going up his chest. His eye is missing as well. They're desperately trying to reach for each other.
And guessing they're off the path, right?
Yep.
Is it well lit where they are, or is it just...
Oh yeah, everything's well lit. You can see most things.
Ah, it's well lit now. There's light.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
The cacophony of lightning and rain just makes this place illuminate, and that highlights every bit of horror that is in this place. I'm going to say that.
Melanthe she's got that kind of pained expression it's that kind of anxiety and just nerves that puts you on the verge of vomiting. She's holding it together, but it's a struggle.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, you said Patema has stepped off the path.
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte is balking, not walking into all this yet, even with a path between it. The fact that they're reaching onto it's just revolting, but I know she's going to glimpse people that she recognizes in there. Like, I know. Are all of them just out of reach off the path? The ones that she glimpses whether she wants to or not?
Some are, some aren't. The ones who have the strongest emotional ties to, yes, they're just out of reach. Others are laying across the path and barely moving.
Alright, I'm going to make a quick willpower check to see if she can even get on this fucking path. Because that
Good
is
idea, actually.
a lot of dead people. Oh! Nope. Nope. She freezes up at the mouth of the path.
Raya.
Yes.
Charlotte.
What?
How about we let me be in front?
Just switch leads and pulling. Just shakes her head. Can't.
Okay. Everybody get ready as I come to the front of this.
And they can swap out. Melanthe will briefly, as there's a shuffling of hands, manages to get one arm free at one point and kind of curl it around Charlotte for a quick squeeze.
Yeah.
We can do this.
Charlotte will probably just end up at the back end of it at this point.
Is Layla still with them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is
She's
Layla-
almost been pulled. She's been pulled in.
Is she holding hands too?
No, she's been pulled in to the.
Oh, she's been pulled into
Yep.
the maelstrom of.
Can I snag her?
Do you try?
Before she's... Yeah, if I see her starting to get pulled in, I'll reach out and take her hand.
You do. And she grips it.
Toward I'm heaving desperately.
Give me a strength check.
Oh, Hamid strength. Oh, Hamid strength.
You catch her into her arms, her back, and her blood leaks all over. She just holds you. Part of her left shoulder was becoming all cindered and burned.
No, when she's got her up in the arm, no, she keeps her curled in. You have to make it out.
The Medusa's already put me here. I can't.
Give a shit what they do. I'm bringing you out.
She nods and closes her eyes, shaking.
Yeah. So she no longer has a free hand. She literally just keeps the arm wrapped around Layla. Like this, she is not having that happen again. And lets the others tug her, but at least she has a distraction now, so she's not looking.
Yeah. So fucking Yolana, it's been in Glabro like this whole time, by the way. And now that she has a free hand is knife hand. I have 2 dedicated items. I have a lot of gnosis for a cleave. All right, you lot, hold fast.
Briefly before they start tearing ass, I'm sure. At the mention of Medusa, Melanthe does stop and look up again.
They're just clinging on to Charlotte, closing her eyes, not looking at anybody.
Up. Is the face still there?
No.
Okay.
Actually, there is a different face there.
Oh, great.
Crawling over
Really?
the mound.
Anything recognizable?
About to see.
Oh, that's lovely.
It crawls over and lets out this hisses black fog, covers your pathway, advancing towards you.
Not cool. Fuck.
So what do you guys do?
Tama's still down there.
Yeet.
Sweet. He's going to shout out to her.
What do you say? Looks over. She looks over. Let me just get. Come on, Manigam. Should look over.
Stay on the path. Come with me.
She looks really conflicted because you can see her trying to reach out for him. Looks back at you.
The path.
But I'll lose him.
Stay in the light. Ah!
You gonna try grab her?
No, he's not grabbing her. He's just screaming at the top of his lungs.
I don't think he's.
Give me
got a big
charisma
one.
leadership.
Oh,
Plus
get
your
it,
pure brain.
Gallagher. Get it. Yeah, he doesn't have a hand. Get it.
Charisma, leadership, pure breed.
Do you have natural leader or anything like that? Or any
Nope.
type of merits or anything like that? Reflected around leadership? No, I'm just double checking.
Nope, I don't believe I do. Nope.
Yeah, no, I'm just double checking because that would impact your difficulty. So go ahead, roll.
I did. That's the roll.
Oh,
6976.
fucking a lot of successes. What exactly do you say? Give it to me.
So, as he's kind of stood there, naked in all of his glory, those muscles shining in the lightning and the hail rain of fire and brimstone, he shouts out to Batema, "Stay on the path! Stay in the light! Stay with us!"
She'll nod. You're right. And she'll reach and lift her palm and spread it out at the man. She puts it on her heart. Then she's standing up to go back to the path.
And he'll actually kind of push Charlotte in front of him so she can link onto Melanthe, and he'll reach and link onto Patema.
At the
Butcher's
moment,
grip.
you're between Melanthe and Yolana.
Are we doing like a triple handhold? So he's got one
It-
free.
There's
Either
all
way.
Oh,
kinds of
okay.
crazy
Yeah, I
shit
mean, if
going
nothing
on
else,
with
you
it.
can grab a hold of, I don't know, his arm or something.
We'll starfish. It'll something.
Either way, I'm grabbing Patema with a butcher's grip, but it's a fucking iron
God
grip.
bless you.
And then the bloodied hand catches into yours and you pull her in. Her face, God, I'm going to emphasize this, her face, when you see it in all the light, Jesus. It's like half her lower jaw is like, you can see the teeth.
Patema, I once know a man. Fiona and Get walk out together. Give me this honor on this day.
You'll save my people.
Walk out with me in the light
Nod.
where all of them can see us. Every
me
single
another-
last eye.
Give another charisma leadership. Plus your pure breed.
That's good.
You can spend a. Which one did you? Were you going to say you're going to spend a willpower?
I would like to have done.
Yeah, I can say that. She'll grab you then, pulls you in because you didn't botch. Promise me, you'll save my people. Find them.
We'll do it together.
Swear to me.
Together, Potema.
Swear to me, Fiona. You'll save my people.
I'll drag him to the path on the light. I swear it.
She nods. I'll hold you to your oath. She grips onto you. She's really weak looking. She starts to be carried along. Like blood is leaking out of several wounds in her chest.
So all of this unfolds, and when it looks like everybody's finally reorganized,
That was a stupid question. I know I keep interrupting. Sorry.
go for it.
Does Melanthe get the feeling that she could heal people?
You don't know?
Because both Patema and Layla, unsurprisingly, look kind of on the verge of death.
Mm-hmm.
You could try.
And she kind of like wiggles her hand out and kind of hooks her arm, like her elbow around people so that she can keep contact. And we'll reach out if she can, both of them, one to Patema and one to Layla, if Layla will allow her to make contact.
They're kind of too shaken and traumatized essentially by what's here. When you come near Patema, though, those like I said, Alistair will feel it. Like she may be near death, but that get offender just rises, like the teeth bare. Layla doesn't. Layla lets it happen because mainly Charlotte she's too traumatized by what she's seen. This woman, she starts to rise.
If you fall now, you cannot help him save your people.
I do not need your help, Fury. Your people already betrayed me when I came to them.
I was not there. I cannot change the past.
Then shut your fucking mouth. Patema, names.
She looks over her shoulder. They are dead.
Aye. Any left to drag out?
They are not here, Alistair. They are outside. They are in the north. Find them. I am Patema Sigurdsson. Find them before the Dread Wolf does.
Aye.
And find Torvi Sigurdsson.
I swear it. Oh, come on. They've all stood here in these gazing eyes long enough.
Okay, if that'll be fucking that. All right, you lot, hold fast. We're boarding a fucking storm. And she starts leading this daisy chain with the Persian in one hand and a knife in the other.
You start moving along. And, you start getting and getting and getting. And eventually you come to... Whew, my manacam's being a fucking... being a fucking bitch today. So bear with me.
It's okay. We've got hold music. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da.
As you come along the end of the path and you keep going and going and going and going, you eventually come to a tree. A burning tree. And it has all the markings of, the worm, the wild, and all that type of stuff. There's the various markings, but you see a small gateway in the tree. I'll picture up now because, like I said, my manacam is being an ass. In the distance behind the tree, though, you can start to see the beginnings of the labyrinth. You can see it. That's what you see.
I didn't fucking foreboding at all.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Headed towards. Where's the path leading, Torna?
Into the heart of the tree itself.
All right, we're going in the tree. Just keep following me.
So as Malante tries to heal Layla, you heal and she collapses onto the ground screaming.
Oh,
Fuck!
shit.
And like,
I mean, Charlotte is not letting go.
I mean, you collapse with her, man. Like she just starts hollering.
Poor.
She recoils in absolute horror.
We're almost out. Come on.
Yeah, she can barely stand. You know what I mean?
Just lean on me.
It should have helped.
Poor Yolana has some like Carl Weathers and Arnold Schwarzenegger levels of bicep flex going on right now.
Leave me behind, Charlotte.
No.
Can't. I'd be as bad as she was. I can't.
She
Coming
just
with me.
nods. She kind of loops the arm around. You know what I mean? Like barely able to stand.
She will do everything in her power to take as much of her weight as she can. I don't care how long it takes her to get back up. She is taking Layla with her.
Melanthe will, if allowed to touch her again, which, I mean, I wouldn't at this point, but will help Layla end up piggybacked if possible.
Charlotte's
I mean,
game.
unlikely to
you
work
guys
otherwise.
eventually. Layla does not have the strength to attack any of you. Essentially, you get that impression. You know, she just doesn't have the strength.
Yeah, honestly, once she gets the idea, she'll just be like, you know what, grab my fucking shirt. And yeah, she'll hoist Layla up piggyback. She just doesn't want to break the chain to do it, and she'll need both hands.
And she just keeps going. It should have helped. It should have helped.
We'll figure it out when we get out.
So you guys are running to the tree, yes?
Yeah.
You start running to the tree. And boom, 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 boom. Alistair, I'm going to say Johanna hits the tree first. You touch it, and there is light there. What do you do?
So Yolana hits the tree first and is light.
Yeah, there's light. You can see it coming from the tree, from the core that where you're at.
All right. So as he
Right
sees the
from-
light,
I'll zoom in. Let me zoom in. Right from that little blue point there.
yep, just like shining out. He'll still holding on to Patema with that butcher's grip, just basically dragging her if she's so weak. Again, he just kind of takes a stance on top of one of the roots. And like, do you all see me now? I'm not hiding anymore, you ugly bastards. To the light! The light!
A big, loud roar echoes from behind you guys, and Jesus fuck, that's terrifying. That is some beast that even sounds a lot bigger than a Krynos.
In the fucking tree.
Yep, piling in.
Oh, yep.
Patema will look at Alistair because I'm going to say Johanna, Charlotte, and Melanthe featuring Layla go in. And Patema will turn and look at Alistair. Torvi Sigurdsson. Find her.
You're not coming, lass.
No. Not anymore. She lets go of your hand and she stands.
I'll find them. I'll find them. That I will do.
She just ascends. She looks exactly like that when she ascends. And she charges down the laneway.
And he
And Tom, do you watch before you dive in? Do you watch?
Of course.
I think they all watch. Or Melanthe watches.
If you guys are watching, then I need to know. You know what I mean? He goes, just going to a tree, or what?
Nope.
What are you guys doing?
Depends on who's anchoring Yolanda down.
Yeah. If
So
this
you-
exchange is happening, there will be a bulk like right there, like that one step away to watch as long as possible.
Okay, just give me 1 second.
Ooh, I'm dying.
You watch these two have what can only be described as a phenomenal battle. It is legend, really. It's a brutal fight. Like, it's fucking brutal. Patema on her knees, crawling afterwards. Like, she wins, and it's brutal. You see where she's crawling towards. Like, blood is leaking out of her lungs, and she keeps saying, "What you wanted, Fenrir? Is this what you wanted? I'm alive. I didn't die for you." And then eventually you'll hear just a voice coming from the labyrinth. To see a pair of eyes stare out. Then come, die for people who will. Come. And the weird, shadowy, grey, furred hand stretches his hand out, and she reaches and takes it and dances. Down, down, deep. And the last thing you hear, because you all are coming through, I will put the song in the side chat, because there's a lingering silence. She dances and dances. You hear this thunderous roar. Some being of great wormish power. But there, as I get the picture back up. Give me 1 second. Reemerges in front of all of you. More powerful than anything you've seen. For she delved the deepest out of all these spirals. You see the sinister kneeling down on the ground in her white fur, the silence. Each of these spirals kneel. Because she's no longer a Fenrir. And she looks at all of you. And she spreads her hands. You can feel and hear the labyrinth say, "Come down into the deep. And you will feel all power." Patema starts advancing towards you all, arms spread.
How about that?
Slow walk.
Everybody's coming with my biceps.
I am not moving
how'd
the
you-
slow walk.
How'd you guys feel seeing that first of all, before you all start fleeing?
Terrified.
Fuck this.
Yeah, with the accompanying cry from the labyrinth, fucking mortified.
And as Patema walks, as McDuncan's still just in that alcove, just standing out, there's a shake in his hand. He rubs his pulls his hand over his head just to stare at this phenomenon in front of him. I'll find them. I'll find them. Jesus fucking Christ. Get out! Run! And he just dives out.
And yeah, you will dive through, and the place you land. You come out of the center of a spiral. Lying in the Panumbra Woods.
So away from the cabin, like out of one of the smaller ones?
Yes.
Yolana looks around to take stock of who's there.
Layla isn't there. Oh, actually, no, you're in the Umbra. So she appears more ethereal. Much like an ancestor spirit.
Yeah, the sweep of eyes is made. And she almost couldn't dare hope it, but Layla's there. And she starts like essentially just like crying and laughing at the same time. Because holy shit, it worked.
Can you find the homelands from here?
I will do so.
Melanthe at this point is probably just sobbing. There's probably a lot of "I'm sorry" in there somewhere.
Good. I have to tend to the living.
Not.
As you can see, this lot are prone to She just kind of gestures her hand around.
I think you're the only fucker who isn't crying.
Yep.
But Duncan's just lying there, heavy breathing, butt naked. Pubes to the wind.
God damn it.
Damn it.
So I'll find him.
The Glasswalker saved me first, Phaladox.
I'm aware.
Keep that in your resolve. She starts walking.
Just watches her leave. And just starts picking people up.
You are the first person to make contact with Charlotte.
Yes.
You get the hug and the most, like, tears streaming down her face, just the most joyful. I can't believe it worked.
Right, off. Please. I've got things I need to do. Please.
I mean, you hoist her up and she finally, she lets go, but it's during that lifting point, yeah. It's the tight hug the whole way up.
Yes, you're very morally pure. Keep that in your heart and all of that. Come on, Highborn, you're next.
Was she talking to Melanthe?
Yes.
She will get up, but she's a fucking wreck.
All right. I regret having to touch you, Fiona. Get up, come on.
Oh no.
You turn towards him and Charlotte's just like, Alistair, you beautiful bitch.
Land of my high endeavour, land of the shining river, land of my heart forever, Scotland the brave. Oh,
Wait,
my asshole is clenched so hard I could shit diamonds.
wait, you're Scottish?
Yes.
Oh. Sorry about earlier then.
Please, we are not out of the woods yet. They're still watching. Those fucking trees, they're watching. I want to go home, and I want to go lie down. I love
Say
it.
your Where's the direction of not here?
Can she figure that out from here?
Yeah,
You
pretty
said we're in the
much.
penumbra, so we've still
Yep.
got another step over to make, or another 2, depending.
With the naked guy?
I mean, I could lend him my scarf, but it's not going to help a whole lot. I'm not sure it's long enough.
No, Charlotte's given Alistair the biggest fucking heavy clap across the back of the shoulders. And yeah. I mean, honestly, if the fucking terrain is the same as last time, if this is a point
Yeah.
she can recognize, she's just gonna start.
But yeah, if it is navigable, then they will navig.
So as McDuncan just kind of rolls onto his front, there's a bit of a crawl, the kind of the stumble, walk forward crawl, not kind of a crawl, as he stands up to his full height, stumbles forward, stumbles back. Oh, it's cold. It's very cold. Just like home. Wonderful. All right. All right.
And eventually, you guys start to make it, and you'll see at the border of the Sept, you will see 2 people. One is she is a guardian. Fucking. They're just, on the borders. In the Umbra, you can see them.
Oh god, wait, we gotta cleanse. Oh my god, we need to cleanse.
Yeah.
I need an acid bath.
Yeah, we all need an acid bath. Do you have any idea how thankful she's gonna be when she finally reaches out for a piece of deadfall?
But McDee will howl their return.
Yeah, these, like I said, these are the 2 that come up to you.
Melanthe loses it again.
I will do
takes one look at Calliope and starts crying again.
I will do the cleansing dance as many times as I have to make it stick. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I will let you cleanse. You know what I mean? You guys are, and they know cleansing too. They can help.
Thank fuck.
Burns.
Oh god.
Charles, I've never been so happy to see you with 2 sticks. I'll get a
Gives the
cleansing
most
bath.
he gives the most confused stare, like, wait.
After they get
Odd.
cleansed, Yolana looks at Charlotte. Am I dismissed, Raya?
Yeah, I'll make the report.
And Torna,
Mm-hmm.
the fastest of tracks ever made to where Neri is.
Yeah, Neri's actually coming up to you guys.
It's one of those things where Neri's like, "Oh, hey, cousin," and just gets snatched by the arm.
Spun around
Yeah.
and walked the other way.
Neri's like, oh, turns around and starts following. You see Lily running up to you guys as well.
We've forgotten Earth.
Should probably do a better job of cleansing than Calliope and Charles could ever do. You know what I mean?
Oh, thank
Just
God
like
for you.
practically snarling at poor Neri. Horse forgotten Earth.
Why?
Things happened.
What things?
Dead, restless souls, spirit things.
She's out dealing with the wild in the city.
Ah, damn it. Fuck. I'll tell you first when we get somewhere quiet, and we'll decide if it's worth Artemi's attention.
Let's rest first. Come on. Starts leading you off.
Melanthi's just kind of standing there, like shaking, crying, not saying anything,
Yeah, Lee just heals you guys
helping
and
with
just
the
gives the most
helping with the
confused
cleansing.
stares. Calliope and Charles is like, they help, but they kind of have this like, wait. Do you know what I mean?
What?
Na-
Never seen a naked man before, Charles.
No.
Well, first time's always the worst. Pats him on the shoulder, walks past.
Calliope's like, indeed it is.
And McDougall just slowly trudged through Sept. The aches and pains of a cleansing because that will fucking hurt with how much shit he's been rolling around in.
Yep.
Slowly walk back to the public housing.
Oh, crap. Charlie horse. Fucking-
Calliope just gives like a look at Charles, looks at Calliope. They just don't say anything.
Calliope will get the briefest glance, like as the cleansings are finishing up. Of essentially, it's a glance at her and a glance at Melanthe, like essentially giving her fucking, giving her preference if she wants it to handle the crying Melanthe because she knows they are close. They're sharing a fucking room. But if she
Calliope
doesn't go for
kind
it, she will.
awkwardly kind of tovers over Melanthe and kind of just picks Melanthe up essentially into her.
She'll kind of lean in, and quietly enough that no one but Calliope should hear her. We got dragged to Malthius. Layla was there. Charlotte carried her out.
Oh God. Okay. Roll. Rage.
Yep. And she's kind of clinging, so if anybody gets murder faced, it's gonna be Melanthe.
Melanthe, does that like when you say like it's what she snaps at is that Layla was in Malthius.
Mm-hmm.
By the time you say Charlotte carried her out, that she doesn't even register. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Which is perfectly reasonable.
But that is a raid 6 rune that is in your hand that you have hugged.
Mm-hmm.
Charlotte, you see it. That's again, that's rage 6 rune.
Look, common sense doesn't always apply. Hush you.
Charlotte is in that zone of, I mean, she didn't accomplish any of what she set out to do today, and it feels fucking amazing. She's watching, and she can guess. At least, you know what? She could probably guess both halves of what of that would upset Calliope. So she's, I'm not gonna lie, just kind of getting herself straight and keeping a glance over to make sure that Calliope doesn't like completely blow her shit. You don't just wander off when there's an Arun on the brink, but she is not interjecting in that. Nope.
Layla was in Malthius. Like it's like a barely audible whisper.
Everyone I have ever known who was dead was there.
Why was Layla in Malthius?
I don't know.
But you're a Theurge. You're the one who's meant to talk to them. And she starts shaking.
She's out now.
She's out.
She's
Did you
going
bring
home.
her out? Did you bring her out?
Charlotte carried her.
Hmm. My luckiest roll ever. Charlotte carried her.
I'm aware of my failings.
Charlotte, that's raid 7. Just you know.
That's why I haven't moved. Because there's a chance she's gonna blow her top and people are gonna have to jump on her. I mean, she might even come at me. I don't know, but I can't afford to just walk away from it.
Charles and Lily are watching as well. They're watching this whole, like, Lily's stalking around. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she's still there. She is part of the cautiously viewing crowd at this point.
Let go of me.
Sure, let's go. Very carefully. And just kind of stands there with the expression of somebody who kind of expects to be pummeled into the ground, but would kind of welcome it at the same time.
All right, Mal. All right, Calliope. Let's see. She does not keep composure. Are you going to try resist, Mel? She spends 3 rage.
Oh, no. No, she's literally just going to stand there and take it.
She gives you. I'm going to put this in narrative. With 1 main action and 3 extra actions at strength, 4 in Hamid and 4 in Brawl, she gives you the beating of your life.
Yep.
I don't know if anyone else is anyone else interjecting, because this is important. Charlotte, are you?
She's not frenzied?
No. She just.
It's all very clinical.
What?
No, it's not clinical. 7 rate is not clinical.
What? Well, remind me what rank she is again?
She's a Fostern.
I can let it go to a point.
What point are you letting it go to? Because she is fast. Like, this is.
Oh, she's fucking fast. It's basically, if it gets to the point where Melanthe is out and she's still going, she's getting tackled off.
Oh, then I have to roll damage. Okay.
Like, whether, like, narratively or otherwise, basically, if Melanthe is out cold, like, if narratively she beats her to unconsciousness and then keeps going, that is when Charlotte will jump.
I have to roll damage because the speed of which Clive is going to hit, she's not going to stop. I'll just roll damage to the point where Charlotte can interject. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'll just that.
The saddest of soaks.
Yeah, it's something 6 straight off the bat.
Can't. Oh no.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 again.
One. So she's unconscious already.
2 punches in, yeah. So you did 6 and 6, and you took 1. I don't know how much lethal I've after putting you at.
5.
5.
She goes to swing again, Charlotte. I will give you 1 chance.
Oh,
she's going to swing again.
Nope. Tackling her off. If she is that fucked, nope. Philodux is stepping in.
I'll give it narrative that you can push Calliope away, but you know what I mean?
Yep. It's basically one of those things where she will, whether it's a shove or honestly at this point, if Calliope is as wound up as she is at Rage 7, she probably no shit straight full body tackles her off and then immediately disengages. I mean, if she's allowed to.
If you tackle, I'll give it to you that Calliope's rolled off. She's only technically blown 1 rage, but I'm going to interrupt the flow, so she's on 6. She essentially knocked Malante out in 2 hits.
Yeah.
But she does snarl because 6 rage is 6 rage, man.
Mm-hmm.
She snarls at Charlotte like rises. Like Charles is trying to interject as well, trying to get a Calliope side.
Yeah, Charlotte is just, I mean, honestly, she's just standing between them and she doesn't back off. She doesn't advance. She just kind of creates a body wall.
Because you saved my packmate life, I will not escalate this.
She bows her head.
I don't care what rank you are. Don't tackle me again when I'm implementing my rage. She starts storming off, like shoving Charles away and storming.
She is not going to push it now. She will take note, and if she feels like she needs to press it later, she will. But this is not the fucking time. She just watches. Is she at least even vaguely going in the direction of, I don't know, out in the woods or the training area?
She's
or
heading towards the Artemi.
Okay, that'll work.
Lily's like awkwardly like walking over to check on Malante, like she's kneeling down.
She's very unconscious and bleeding.
There's a glance back, because you said she's at like 5 lethal.
Yep.
No, should be 4. She soaked 1. Should be 4.
Okay. Still, it's one of those things where she kind of
I
glances back to Lily. Oh, I mean, she's still breathing.
She is. Just her jaws shattered. It'll be fine. She starts tracing her hand over. I'll just say narrative. She heals up to the point where Malante can open her eyes.
Once she's conscious, she will push away any healing hand.
They just raises her hand, stands up.
I deserve it.
They just gives a shrug, like, that's your choice. You know what I mean? Then she just nods, like, whatever, cool. Just looks at Charlotte. Just nods. Come on, Charles.
Bows the head politely.
Charles is like, I wanna the rise, give me orders. Walks after her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Malanthe will not go back to her room tonight. That's for certain. She has some praying to do, as it were.
And I mean, Charlotte's not going to force her to stick around, especially if she's like immediately like, no, I'm going to go over here and I'm gonna be upset. It's the glance after. You want me to check on you after I've made my report?
No.
Okay. Check on you tomorrow.
I'll see you at training.
Oh, hold on. She'll let her go. And yeah, she will once everyone has walked their separate fucking directions, Jesus Christ, we'll eventually go to find Skyripper, and I will let Bob do this conversation because Jesus Christ, Nuri.
Oh, it's gonna be fun.
He's just leading you into the public housing.
The second they get behind closed doors. What the fuck is a Dreadwolf?
I don't know. Some sort of wolf. That's
Well, whatever it is,
She starts working.
whatever it is up north. It is collecting souls for some fucking reason.
What?
Grew souls. They're trapped in the north with this dread wolf. fucking dead people are wandering around Malpheus or whatever fucking realm we were in looking for their loved ones.
She nods. I've heard stories of that place. And how do you know it wasn't Malpheus playing with your mind?
Wait, we have lore dots?
No, I'm just being fucking sassy because
Why are you
because Groot don't have souls. I was just being sassy. Now you know how it feels.
All right. I gotta reset. I'm sorry. It threw me off really hard.
Yep, same.
Okay. Anyway.
I don't fucking... Probably because we drug one of the souls out. That's what I thought at first. I thought it was a fucking hallucination. I thought everyone around me was going crazy, but we drug a spirit out with us.
Which spirit?
A fury. I think her name... God, it's so fucking familiar. It started with an L.
Pales.
Melanthe seemed to recognize her. So did Charlotte.
Oh God.
I want to say
Did they actually say it, Torna?
Yeah.
Layla? Layla, I think the name was.
Artemi Pales. Not Artemi. Neri Pales.
Yeah, I mean, she's fine now. She made it out. And I asked her if she could make it to the homelands from where we were, and she said yes, and I took her word for it.
Artemi's sister was in the Umbra. Was in there.
Wandering around. And so was a Get spirit.
What did she pulls you in quite aggressively? What did she say?
She mostly mocked Charlotte and Melanthe for the circumstances of her death.
What else? How did she get there?
I don't know, and she didn't seem to know either. She said something about wandering off the path, that she was lost. So the group drug her with them. I thought it was a hallucination. I didn't know until we came out the other side and she was still with us.
I see. Where's Melanthe now?
She's probably back there, but the souls... Look, I understand there are certain lines, but the Get spirit... We came across a Get spirit.
What'd you get?
I think her name was Patema.
Patema's a spiral.
Well...
She was the spiral. She was the alpha of this whole fucking thing.
What?
Yes.
When we came across her, she corresponded with Get glyphs. First after images, and then she appeared.
She rubs her face.
She held off a worm spirit so we could escape.
She sits down on the bed.
She
Forgotten Earth is coming. She rubs her face, shaking her head.
She talked about a dread wolf, something to do with it being alluded to, connected to, or worshipped to by Trimbusans?
A wormish realm.
I didn't see anything that could be described as a wolf. There was another. There was a second vision. I only saw glimpses of it. I don't know what that other one meant, but if she was a spiral, I guess it makes sense.
What was that?
She, after she fought the worm spirit, she went into a maze. And when she came out, she was wrong, twisted somehow. Others bowed in front of her.
Do you know what is? She stands up. Do you know what is in there?
No,
The
I'm a
story.
Philodox!
You should know the bloody stories. You know, she yells. That is the labyrinth. That is where they come from.
Well, alive, dead,
I don't know
whatever.
what goes on in there, but that's where they come from.
Well, I'll tell you this. For a spiral, she seemed awfully fucking concerned about trapped Gaian souls.
We'll talk to Forgotten Earth. It's. She kind of rubs her
The
face.
story she told. About...
Do you believe her?
I don't know what to fucking believe anymore.
It was a wormish realm, cousin. I'd say anything to corrupt you.
It's a wormish realm we drug a Gaian out of. I was wrong about that. What else am I wrong about?
Did Patema come with you? Is she here? Was she there with you?
No. She came with us for a time, but she
And perhaps
she
it was
stayed
a plan all
behind.
along.
Maybe, I don't...
The worm corrupts your mind, cousin.
Just... What the fuck is in the north?
Get lots of them.
And apparently this dread wolf thing.
I've heard stories that the ones on Wolves Moor are more vicious. I hear stories from the Wendigo that they're blood eagling them along the mountains.
That's fucking horrific. Look,
And there's
you
a
are...
banner of a blood red wolf.
Okay. You're right. It's fruit from a poison tree. I should show some skepticism here, but
We'll talk to Forgotten Earth.
I
We'll have
didn't
to
know
talk
she was a
about it.
spiral.
She was the spiral. She killed so many of us.
Well, she didn't come out with us.
Shakes.
As far as I could tell, she's just repeating her version of hell over and over again.
Good. Let her rot in it.
But the important thing here, and I don't know how we're going to couch this, is that Layla is out. She is with the ancestors now. Oh, Christ, the Highborn was with us. She's probably blurting it out to anyone who will listen.
Then go get her.
Fine. I'll be right back, Raya.
Who is there?
Me, the Fianna with the beard.
Galliard.
Yes. The Fianna
I've
with the
seen him.
beard. He was very taken with this idea of saving Gaian souls, by the way.
As all Fianna are.
Very sentimental.
As all Fianna are.
Sang the whole fucking time, by the way.
As all Fianna do. Smarks.
You're oddly likable. And Charlotte.
Of course she was there. Nods.
She was the most vocal about dragging Layla out. I wouldn't be surprised if she's being credited with the whole damn thing. Layla certainly seemed to credit her.
Layla credited the Glasswalker.
It was a sight.
That's what she wants us to think. Nods to
Right.
herself.
I mean, why would I fucking lie to you?
Not you, cousin. Not you. Of course she's there, Layla. It's in her interest to save Layla.
Would be a politically savvy move if I was trying to make friends.
Exactly, cousin. Charleston's nothing if not political.
Well, let's just be happy that in this one instance, the practical and the political happen to be the same thing.
I am happy, of course I'm happy. But make sure that at least Melanti has some credit to it.
I will go fetch the highborn so that you can set her straight.
Nods.
And
Was Calliope there?
No.
Oh, thank the gods. She sits down.
Calliope was one of the guardians that came to see us, but I said nary a word to her before you arrived.
Oh, thank the gods. She leans back. Just go get Melanti before this goes out of hand.
Right.
and out like we're in like a full pell-mell run to find Melanthe.
Give me a perception alertness really quickly because you're going to see it first.
Oh! One success.
Calliope is walking through the woods, and with one success, there is blood all over her knuckles. And my god, that is a raid 6 rune!
Man, so
And you see,
so the run goes
Yeah,
from
yeah,
a
go ahead.
straight line to like this amazing arc around.
combat rolls into the bushes.
Like, so
But yeah, she's storming up, going, Jimmy! You know what I mean?
okay, so she goes around, does a half circle, and then goes back on her original course, more or less.
Yeah, that's what you hear then as you're running off down the laneway.
Hi, Lord, where are you?
Lampy is off having an argument with a tree.
What
Just punching it a lot.
the fuck are you doing?
Also crying. And her
Oh.
jaw's kind of fucked up.
Is the tree been winning?
Nope. I mean, yeah. Let's be honest.
She literally
tree is,
says, "Has the tree been winning?"
She kind of stops, just looks at her, goes back to punching the tree. It's
Oi.
not working. Her hands are probably fucking wreck.
Neri wants you.
I am not certain why anyone would, but sure.
You just come on. Oh, look at this. You never play the fucking piano again.
It is a good thing I play the harp.
It's even worse.
Come on. We're going to
No
Neri. She will
carted off.
lead you all the way back to Neri. I found her with a fucked up jaw punching a tree.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, and I saw Calliope, and she's with the Alpha.
She rubs her face. Come on, Melanthi, let's sit down.
She sits down.
Go get a basin and a salt water.
I got it right.
Kicks it at fucking Johanna, and she'll kneel down in front of Melanthi. It's like, all right, let me see those wounds.
She just kind of like sits there and lets her do it.
Now, I take a Calliope. She closes her eyes and rubs some of her eye. She closes her eyes and rubs the side of her eyes and shakes her head like, bleh. I take a Calliope nose.
Yes.
Okay. Artemius calming her down.
She should have spent more of it on me.
Well, we can't go back and change time.
She kind of nods.
She reaches and touches your face.
She probably flinches because it doesn't feel good.
You'll heal fast. You know, as Johanna passes her the basin, she'll soak the sponge in and gently apply the salt water along the cheeks, and just very gently.
I know. We always do.
And you will make right with Calliope. In time.
What is there to make right?
What is there?
I have succeeded in essentially nothing since I got here.
Do you believe that?
It is the evidence I have.
Based on what? Your own opinion?
Everyone else's.
I am a Galliard. I would know if you had not been succeeding well, then they would have come to me and told me. From what I hear, you're quite honourable.
It
Bit
has not been
brash.
getting me very far.
Bit brash. But honourable. Maybe you should not worry about how your brashness comes across and just be.
All of the choices I seem to make are wrong.
If it wasn't for you, we would not know about the threat going on down in the docks. You took that risk when nobody else would. Not because you were expendable. It's because everyone else didn't want to. And you stepped forward. I would call that brave.
Yolanda told you what we saw.
She's told me what you saw in the realm of nightmares and terrors and lies.
I didn't think she was real.
Generally, most things in those realms are not.
And because of that, I almost condemned one of our own. One to whom I owe much already. To languish
Then-
there forever.
Takes both of Melante's hands. And then you do what everyone does when they make a mistake. You heal. You're not all just chaos. You also heal.
How is it? How is it that a glasswalker does more for my sisters than I am capable?
Because you are too worried of what everyone else will think. Too worried about yourself and your rage. A glasswalker is easy. They can choose to be caring. But we feel so much. We don't know and seen so much, and so much is lost to us. Sometimes it escapes our eyes. Everyone can make a mistake, Melanthe.
I would like to make choices that are not for once.
Then make the choice. You survived the North. You survived most spiral raids. Alice didn't. Juno didn't. I don't see that young Fianna boy anywhere, and I don't see Brad or whatever his name was. I see Melanthe.
Alice didn't survive because she was slowing them down while I ran away.
You were given your orders, and you dutifully followed them.
I know.
And if you had disobeyed, you would have died. And we would have not have known, and Alice's sacrifice would have been in vain.
I know.
Wouldn't it?
Yes.
Then why are you blaming yourself for things that were out of your control?
Because it is easier than doing anything else.
And you've answered your question yourself, without even my help.
And blaming myself instead of fixing problems is also easier and just as unproductive.
Then take a note. And remember, you're still a Cleith, not an Adrian.
That day is...
It is only as far as you wish it to be.
We will see.
Now, you'll open up the bed, lie down and get some sleep. That is an order.
And she gives her that kind of like weird lopsided little smile. She will lie down. Whether or not she sleeps is God only knows.
She'll look at Johanna. Make sure nobody comes in this room.
Yes, Raya.
Especially Annie Fenrir.
Your will be done, Raya.
Just nods. She just, will nod and proceed to... Did she go outside and you see her walking towards the woods?
Yolanda does like the easiest thing you could possibly do to make sure nobody comes in the room and just locks the door.
Mm-hmm.
And then like sits just kind of like under the window, finally pulls out her flask. Okay, let's see what I got in here. Grain alcohol. Perfect.
Melanthe kind of like rolls over on her side and is like, Joanna,
Yeah.
did you hear what Layla said about why she was there?
I mean, I heard bits and pieces.
As you have said, this goes no further. She said Medusa sent her there.
Oh, that's strong. Fuck me. That's okay. Well,
And then she just like rolls over to face the wall. Like,
Neri's getting Forgotten Earth. We're gonna figure this out. And you just sleep. I don't even have the fucking energy to yell at you.
I'm not going to tell anyone else, but she just shakes her head. Like, I did not make that suggestion earlier because of crazy.
Forgotten Earth will know what to do. You just sleep like a Foston told you to, and I'm just gonna guard this door like a Foston told me to. And we're gonna deal with this. Because we are not in Athens, and that means we are alone out here.
I know. I know. And yeah, she will attempt to sleep, whether or not it actually happens.
Alright, does anyone want to do anything else?
And meanwhile, as the scene slowly comes to an end, McDuncan walks in to the public housing, his ass still to the wind. He saunters across the hallway, walking past Siege Engine without even a single flinch. Walks inside, up the stairs, round to where his room is. Opens the door, shuts the door. Honey, I'm home. And I think that, if nobody else has anything else,
is where we will end this scene.